Hello, good afternoon everyone, and a very warm welcome to another live stream with me, 320 Sim Pilots. I hope you're all doing very well. Thank you all for taking the time to come along today. And finally, we are flying in Canada, as we promised we would so many times. I was trying to get a flight across, but I decided we'll skip that. We'll just start off in Canada. Give us a good excuse to use this livery as well, which I do really like. I think it's really sharp. We're going to fly from here in Vancouver up to Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories, obviously famous for the show Ice Pilots, so I couldn't resist for our first leg in Canada to head up there. I don't know what sort of scenery we'll see, and already we're discovering loads of things different to how things are in Europe, so it's going to be an interesting one for me. I'm sure I'll learn a lot from you guys, which is all part of the fun. Jumping into the chat, thank you all for coming along. Apologies we started about 5 minutes late, just they didn't go quite as planned, but there we go. Thanks, Andy, for the warning about the update. Yep, so this is we're on the latest fly-by-wire and we're on the latest Microsoft Flight Simulator. Good to see you guys for coming along. So yeah, thanks Dougal and Victor Tango for coming and moderating Fly Sky Airways. I hope you're doing well. And John Padfield, thank you for coming. It is a shocking sunny bank holiday in the UK. It is indeed. Nearly always we start these streams with me complaining about the weather, but today that is not happening. It's I can't complain at all today. Let me just adjust the audio. So hopefully I want the audio to be a little bit louder so you guys get a bit more in-game. So you let me know how that goes. Richard V, thanks for coming and moderating along with Victor Tango and Dougal. Great to have you all here. Rise, good to see you. And Johannes B, thanks for coming along. If you put exclamation mark route into the chat, hopefully the cloud bot will come to life and let you know. Leon Gaming, good to see you. Yep, we will be on VATSIM today. Lauren V, thanks for coming along, possibly flying along. Yeah, so if you want the route, it should be exclamation mark route, but if it doesn't work, let me know. C. Gonzalez, good to see you. James McGarvey, Danny, I hope you're all doing well. Listman, thanks for coming along. And Chickpoint, I hope you're doing well. Richard V as well, if I didn't say hello. Thanks for coming, Richard V. And Codeco. Loads of names. Apologies, the chat's been going a little while because I've been running a bit late. Andy H1302, good to see you. Thanks for coming along to moderate as well. Hang on to your hats. I like the bubble with Arnie Schrader, who's such a great character on the show. Yeah, I couldn't resist it. Pavel, good to see you as well. Enjoy your 320 Sim Pilot mug. Excellent. I hope you've got a nice cup of tea or maybe something cooler today. And Gabriel Rodriguez, good to see you. Deshan, if you're doing well. Miku and Miles. Right, so FSZ, good to see you as well. So here we are then, we're on the gate, we are on VATSIM. The airplane's pretty much ready to go. This is a longer flight, guys. Now, I'm a bit disorganised today, as ever. Flight time, 2 hours, 15 minutes. So a bit of a longer sector for us today. But here we are on our stand. I think this livery just looks really sharp. This is on flightsim.to. The only thing I'd say about this livery that I'd like to see added, this is being very picky. Oh, bit of stutter there. Oh, there we go. There's a nice first choice over there. We will use some of our we've got plenty of liveries we need to use in Canada, including Canada 3000, of course. But yeah, I would just like to see, this is the mask that NEO aircraft, some NEO aircraft have. Not all Airbus's NEOs have it. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Doesn't do anything as far as I can tell. It looks a bit smart, but it costs money. So there you go. So that's here. But these Air Canada liveries have, if you look on the Max and so on, they actually have a bit of a, it goes a bit back a bit further, a bit more of a squared off mask instead of the sort of the NEO bubble mask. So I'd quite like to see that. I'm not sure, maybe I've chosen the wrong livery, but otherwise this artist has done a fantastic job. It's all here, it's all the right colours, got that nice retro red maple leaf in all the right places, and it does say Air Canada underneath, as you would expect it to. So yeah, really sharp. It's a bit of a retro livery. They brought this in 2017, I think it was, and I think it's gonna stand the test of time. I think it'll look nice for a little while, which is good. Although I was one of the few people that was a fan of their older livery, the eggshell sort of colour. James Martin, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And Crozar, thanks for coming. I hope you're doing well as well. Hopefully this is working for you guys. Let me know how the video is. I know I've obviously started streams in the wrong place altogether before. So yeah. Right, I'm looking forward to it. First time flying here, so we've got lots to learn. There is a VATSIM controller here, so let's jump into the cockpit. I like this new thing with the fly-by-wire airplanes where the registration is all automatically done correctly, and got a little Air Canada logo, and also quite fun, we have the coffee cups, all the right colours. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. I also like that the fly-by-wire team have made it so now the passengers and forward door can be opened for a long period of time, which is great. So we'll get some baggage loaded on. We've already got our fuel, it's all ready to go. Dougal preferred the old blue livery. Yeah, I liked the old livery, yeah, but I do like this new one as well, I must say. Do the A320 NEOs have the dual cooling button? This is the LEAP, so it doesn't need it, the Harmony. So this one will not have it because it's the LEAP engines. I don't know if fly-by-wire are going to add the other ones. But there we go. Right, so the airplane is pretty much ready to go. Just a last bit of loading up to go in the box. So I've already done the performance, but that isn't quite valid because I haven't put a runway in, but it does let you do it. So yeah, it's just based on the numbers. So yeah, we'll make that work. And thank you for your subscription to Nathan. I think that's written right. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed the video. No use says jetways have always stayed connected until dismissed. It's the air stairs. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm confused then. I am probably running a bit behind. FS Cert says the hydraulic and electrical pages on the MCDU is up. Check it out. Oh, I'm assuming you mean the ECAM. That's we'll definitely have a few things to look at during the flights. There it is. Unbelievable. It's finally happened. Yeah, excellent, excellent, excellent. So I will talk about that when we get underway. So they're loading on the bags downstairs. What we need to do really is talk to air traffic control. We did print out. Did we print it? No, but we have an ATIS.
The Vancouver 1 departure.
Sounds like they're using the Vancouver 1.
Squawk 0762.
Received.
050
ATIS. Ah, not available. That's a shame.
50 Tango, reback is correct. Push and start air discussion, cover taxi.
Let's try ATIS. CYZF, which is correct. No, CYVR, that's Y. CYVR. Lock that in. Departure. Send. Good stuff. Yeah, low EKMS. There's no problem at all. This is latest development build indeed, John. Yep. And I've been running a bit behind with my, you know, you guys have seen, I haven't managed to do a specific video on the fly-by-wire for a little while now. So, yeah, running a little bit behind. So I do apologise. Vancouver 1 is the easiest departure in the world. Okay, excellent. So, fingers crossed that ATIS arrives. There it is. Print. This is very handy. Handier feature than you'd think. At first I thought it was a bit of a gimmick, but actually it's just great. Because that will appear there. And we can go back, rip it off. And the magic is, in this view, it's all here. So, we're using information. Bravo.
Canada 248, checker, squawk 0
And
6.
nice weather, 16 degrees, pretty good. IFR is RS or visual for 26 right and 26 left. Simultaneous parallel approaches. Departures 26 left. Okay, 26 left. PDC available on request. Advise you have information. Bravo. Right, let's let air traffic control know. And I've totally forgotten which gate I'm on, which is not very clever. Andrew, thanks for your subscription. I hope you enjoy the videos. Oh, where are we parked? Where are we parked? I thought I'd downloaded special scenery. I don't think I have. I didn't install it, certainly. I have scenery for Yellowknife, but obviously not here. So yeah, let me jump to the parking chart. I think we're on 46, and then over there on the right is 45, and then 44. So I think we're on 46. Let's try that one. Delivery Air Canada 277, stand 46, 320 NEO with Bravo, request clearance for Yellowknife.
Air Canada 277, looks like I don't have a flight plan for you. Could you file your flight plan, please?
Oh, sorry. Yep, thank you. Will do. Whoops. There's the first start there. Thanks for your subscriptions to those of you subscribing. And yeah, I knew it was something. I was sat there thinking I've done a great job today. I'm all over this. And then I now have realised I did not file a flight plan, which is not very clever. It's an incredibly short flight plan, as you guys would have seen.
0702 for me, please.
CYVR. Going to CYZF. And we got a... Sorry guys, this is the worst thing. I hate doing this live on stream, but sometimes these things happen. So we're going to go up to 39,000 feet for this one. We're going to depart at 16:30, so in just a few minutes. Alternate will be CYMM.
Cleared for takeoff, Colvin Airborne. Air Canada 248.
And the flight time of 2 hours 15. Get rid of them. Right, I do apologise everyone. There we go. That should go in now. Excellent. Yeah, I thought it'd be easier to use a real airline rather than the Manticore sign. So let's try, see how that one goes. Yeah, we need a stream checklist. I normally write this stuff out, but today I was just running behind, as you can probably tell. Terrible.
Vancouver approach, November 05, Sierra Tango.
Maybe we can get that tug connected in the meantime. Let's get rid of the jet bridge. Cool tug.
Number 050 Tango to Vancouver, information Bravo is current, ultimate
Get those flight directors on.
20, runway 26 left, taxi
Zoom
via
out,
Charlie,
see if
hold
it's
short, runway
got any of the
26
route in it. There it is, yeah. So,
Via Charlie, hold short, runway 62 left, 050 Tango.
Pavel, good to see you. Pavel, I use the A32NX, I think it's called. Canada 277. Hopefully you got our flight plan now. So yeah, request clearance when able.
Air Canada 277, thank you. We're clear to Yellowknife, Vancouver 1 departure, flight plan route, runway 26 left, squawk 0721.
Clear to Yellowknife, Vancouver 1 departure, 26 left, squawk 0721, Air Canada 277.
Air Canada 277, read back is correct, push and start, at your discretion, call for taxi.
Push out at our discretion, Wilco, Air Canada 277. Okay, good news, good news, good news. So we've cleared for push and start. Let me just write that down to remind me, and we're going to put in the squawk of 0721. Put that to auto. He's already cleared us to do it. Let's make sure out reporting is on. So today is going to be the first day I'm going to use my TCA with the add-on. We finally found one. So yeah, we will do a bit of experimenting with that today. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see much, but you know, it's all here. I've got my own speed brakes, got the flap lever as well. So yeah, pretty happy with it, I must say. A few thoughts on it anyway. Good. So now we're putting that departure. So runway 26 left. Does it have a Vancouver 1? That would be pretty handy. I assume it's the YVR 1. Let's go to plan and zoom in. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Insert. Straight ahead. Let's just check the chart for that one before we do it. So the Vancouver 1. Sid. Vancouver 1. There we go. We are going to take off. Well, it looks very straightforward.
248, airborne passing
263. Straight ahead. 7,000 feet is the MSA. Oh, sorry guys. Thank you very much for your subscription to Heidi. Thank you. And we've got a transition altitude of 18,000 feet. Good. So let's just check our performance is valid. Yeah, thank you to all of you subscribing. And apologies if I missed any. 18,000 feet goes in there. And still flat 2. Those speeds will be absolutely fine at flat 2. We are not too heavy today. Good. So that door needs to close. Apparently it's still open. Did have this before. We're push that approved, so I'm going to push back, obviously, to face to the right. Make sure we're okay. Now we had this before. How do we fix this? Who remembers? How do we close that door? Or was it associated with something else, with a beacon or something like that? Vancouver 1 is runway track departures, so be careful. The game in-flight planner doesn't like vector departures. Yeah, so we're going to have to pull heading. I think we'll just pull heading and climb straight ahead. Then we'll see how it goes. Dismiss the tug. There we go. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. I was being too fancy trying to do it all at once.
Number 050 Tango, call me airborne, wing now.
There we go.
100 at 5.
And we are going to run our checklist. So before the checklist copy prep is completed, let's just check that is the case, definitely. So that's completed. The gear pins and covers are removed. Signs on and auto. ADs are all in nav. Fuel quantity, we got our 11 tons just under balance. Takeoff data is all set. Not quite. We need to manage that speed. There we go. We can manage that, but we'll set it later. Oh, there's a point. What's our stop level on the Vancouver 1? Transition altitude 18,000. Let's find out.
On there 24, descend 5,000.
So it just says climb on 263 or as assigned by air traffic. Maintain 7,000 feet or as assigned. So we weren't assigned. So let's imagine that's 7,000 feet then. 7,000 feet. There we go. That'll do. Yeah, so takeoff data, let's just check. That is all set. That looks a bit better. BARF is set 1023. Windows doors closed. And beacon on. Mobile phone is off. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is set. So, oh, let's get rid of that. There we go. Right, so let's push back. And then we're going to want that nose to go off to the right. So we'll do that. Release the brake, which I can do myself now, which is great. Like I say, video coming very soon. And away we go. Not bad, not bad. eggs and bacon lights. Yeah, thanks for your help with that classic one of the door not closing. We did have that before. I should be more on top of these things, but it's been a while. I've been hoping to stream a bit more often, but it's been a bit of a struggle. Guru, good to see you. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're doing well. So here we go. All looking good. And then I think any second now I'll do that turn. So I want my nose to go to the right because we're sort of facing south. There we go. And there's a Manta. Excellent, excellent. Very brave.
Manta 256. Delta 256 Vancouver, I read you 5.
I wasn't brave enough.
Manta 256 MS 321.
James Cooper, thanks so much for your £5 donation. Really appreciate it, James. James says, hello, sorry I missed the start. Flying visit sadly as I've got stuff to do this evening, but we'll catch up the video tomorrow and grab the next one. Thanks so much, James. Really, really appreciate it. Very kind. Let's do straight and stop. Yeah, thank you, James. Really appreciate it. Thanks for contributing towards the channel as always and supporting us. Oh, that was a bit of an overspeed warning or something going on there. But yeah, really appreciate it. And let's get rid of that tug. And thanks so much for coming along, James. And I hope you enjoy the stream tomorrow. And as always, thanks for for supporting the channel. And Andy Robinson, thanks so much again for your $10 donation. Really kind. Andy says, off to work for Memorial Day and finally able to catch a stream. Off work for Memorial Day, sorry. And finally able to catch a stream. Also booked a trip to Vegas and get an A321 both ways. Thanks for this. You're very welcome, Andy. Thank you so much for coming along. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that flight. That sounds great fun. And thanks for your very kind donation and supporting the channel today. We really, really appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, as always, very generous. So thank you, James and Andy, for your donations. Really kind. Right, let's get the engine started. So, all good. Oh no, they're all, it's disappearing. Let's start engine 2. Start the timer. Getting a company message through. Off they go. Right, let us, while that's doing that, we've got rid of our ground crew. Let's just set up a camera view. I actually prefer, oh, that's nice with the, yeah, gotta have the engine. And there goes the N1. It's all spinning, starting up nicely. I do apologise. Thanks. Oh, there you go. Thanks for your subscription, Angel of the Lose. Thank you very much. Right, there we go. Oh, just getting a message. We're getting raced to Yellowknife by another Air Canada out there. Oh, it sounds quite good. So, yeah, I think that's all working out. I might brighten up these screens a bit. How's the engine looking? There's the clunk. It's usually a good sign when the generator's ticked over. That's usually close to the end. Fuel flow is not working at the moment. There's available. Let's start engine 1. I'm getting used to doing this, so we'll do that. Yeah, I'm getting used to not accidentally doing it in the cockpit. I'm sure I'll forget though. You can just picture the whole approach. I'm going to fly it and be clicking around when I've got all the hardware now. It's just great fun. It's great that we've got that available. Yeah, some of the scenery should be pretty nice, Gabriel. I'm looking forward to it. Somewhere we haven't flown before. I'm looking forward to it. Johnny, thank you for coming along. I hope you're doing well. This is a great livery. Oh, it's so sharp, isn't it? Star Alliance, these were a founding member, Air Canada, of Star Alliance. There you go. First little bit of trivia for the day. Got some more Air Canada trivia for you, of course. Let me know how the audio is. Hopefully you can hear something. That's all starting up nicely.
Air Canada 1792, information, Charlie, ready to tax 26 left.
We've got the terrain radar on, not showing much, but it will, I think, as we get out and into the air. There's the clunk, so that's all looking good. There's the available message. Stop the timer. Just run them so they're warm. Put that back to norm. Unlike the 7.3, off and off, nice and easy. Down we come. Can't arm the spoilers, sadly, even with my add-on pack. Trim to 0. I can do the flaps though. Flaps 2 for takeoff today. There they are. And that's in auto already. That's all good. Let's just set that to trim. Can't do the trim either. So we want a trim of 29.2. Yeah, well, lo and behold, pretty much where we always are. But a bit of nose down. That's a bit much actually. That was a little bit much.
24, turn left heading 350.
There we go. Right, so the after start checklist. Anti-ice is off. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim is 29.2. Rudder trim is at 0. That's the after start check is complete. So they said call ready for taxi, so we should do that. This is the dev version. So you guys tell me, does this dev version have its own LNAV? I don't know yet. Can barely hear the engines. Okay, I can up the game audio for you. You let me know how it is.
Clear to Yellowknife via Vancouver.
It could be that I need to turn down air traffic, so let's try that.
Squawk 0725, Manta 256.
Okay.
Delta 256, read-back is correct. Push and start at your discretion. Call for taxi.
I wonder if it works using
Push
these.
start at my discretion, and I will call for taxi. Manta
No, it
256.
doesn't make any difference.
Donner 24, turn left heading 290, clear to Alice runway 26 right approach.
It's work in progress.
290,
Right.
26 right to approach.
Oh, no, not implemented. Okay, yeah, I thought not. Thanks, guys. Canada 277, request taxi. Just going to turn those on, save me something to do.
Air Canada 277, information chart is current ultimate 3020, runway 26 left, taxi via Juliet Hotel Delta and hold short 26 left.
Information Charlie, QNH 3020, 26 left via Juliet Hotel Delta, 26 left, Air Canada 277. Oh my goodness, of course. Yeah, of course. 3020, yes, we got it right. Excellent. That's going to take a while. Okay, let's get the chart up just to show you guys. I'll just have to wait for 2 seconds. So we are here, and we're going to go forwards. We've been told Juliet Hotel Delta.
Yes, hello,
So first left on Juliet. Juliet, a bit of a kink in it there. Hotel.
Jazz 07 Vancouver,
And
good morning, clear to Victoria. The Georgia
Hotel,
departure,
and then
flight plan route,
Delta
runway
for
26
26 left.
and
Quite a taxi,
squawk.
so let's do it properly. Brakes released. Yes, I love it. Love it.
07
And away we go.
Clear to
It's
Victoria.
funny. I didn't think, you know, when I started streaming, I never imagined I'd be sat here driving it around with actual little miniature thrust levers and thrusters and so on. Right, it's all clear all around. We'll do a little bit of a brake check. That's all good. No rise in the brake pressure. And it's gonna be a left turn here. This is gonna be a little bit tricky. This is not very good scenery. I'm not. This is default. This must be default. So yeah, I need to keep our wits about us because this is how we get in trouble on that's him. And I'm really very intimidated by being in a different different country. So there we go. 14 knots, a little bit sporty for a turn. So I think we're going left down here. Oof, this is pretty bad. I got the oh no. I haven't had that happen on VATSIM before. Oh dear. It's alright.
Vancouver, Empress
We're about to be
33
reborn.
Empress 33 Yankee Vancouver, I read you 5.
Right.
Alright, thank you, Vancouver.
Let's slow
Empress
down.
33 Yankee, stand 17, type 737.
And let's
800, we have information
find our
Charlie,
way
request
here.
link,
So we
Yellowknife,
wanted
please.
to go Juliet Hotel Delta. Oh, there's the Empress.
Empress 33 Yankee, clear to
Um,
Yellowknife,
hmm.
Vancouver 1 departure, flight
I
plan
think we're
route,
going
runway
to the
26
left right
squawk
here. Let's check that.
0720.
So, yep, we're going over
Alright,
here.
Empress
Not sure
33
what that
Yankee,
airplane's
clear
doing.
to
I
Yellowknife
haven't
as
seen that
planned.
before.
You
They're
have
usually
Vancouver
quite
1
good.
departure,
Is that my fault? That could have been my
off of
fault.
26 west, squawk
Thank you again, James and
0720.
Andy, for your very kind donations. Yeah, a bit of planeception there.
Empress 33 Yankee, read back is correct, push and start air discretion.
I'm not sure where they're going either. I think I'm going the right way.
Alright, pushing out our discretion, and we will call you to taxi.
There's a
Empress
Manta
33 Yankee.
representing, excellent. And that's AC.
1792, a scenery issue made us taxi the wrong way. We're going to need to use taxi instructions.
Yeah.
Canada 1792,
Yeah, we're not everyone's struggling with the scenery a bit.
Hotel and Delta.
Yeah, it is frowned upon. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Maybe that's us going wrong.
Hotel,
They've gone on to Charlie, which we're definitely not trying to do. So we'll keep going this way. I think we turn left here, which will be hotel.
24 to Vancouver, winds 100 at 5.
Air traffic control doesn't seem annoyed at either of us, so that's a good sign.
This line from my 26 flight, nice.
And at some point soon, we're going to have to do a bit of flight controlage. Left down here, slow it down a bit. 17 knots, it is too fast to make these turns. There we go. Right. Let me just have a look at my charts. I can't wait till this is integrated in the iPad. I know it must be coming soon. There we go. Right, we're going down hotel, and then we're going to go left on Delta. So can I see Delta coming up? We're on Bravo. Well, that's not right then, is it? I've definitely gone wrong. That's Echo. How have I got to Echo? Ooh. That next one. Oh yeah, there's that scenery. That's lovely. I mean, we're running down the parallel taxiway. I'm pretty confident this is hotel, and I think it's just mislabeled. Is it Delta here? I think it's Delta here, and then we're down there. Yeah, I think we're doing the right thing. We'll just run the flight controls as we get through the other side. It's a bit of work. Kay, thanks so much for your $10 donation. Really appreciate it, Kay. Kay says, thanks for being my A320 NEO FI. Made it a lot more manageable to fly. No worries, Kay. Thank you so much for coming along, and thanks for that very kind donation. Really appreciate it. Yeah, very generous, and thanks for supporting the channel. And yeah, great to have you here. Very kind. It is very mislabeled, isn't it? Right, let's do those flight controls. So there's full left, full right, neutral, full down, full up, neutral, and I'll bring it right down to a crawl. And we'll do full right rudder, full left rudder, neutral. If the aeroplane behind bumps into us, that's their fault. If you turn the wrong taxiway in real life, is it a big deal or something you can quickly fix? Depends, Ryan. Yeah, there are taxiways out there that if you do that, you'll get stuck and you need to get pushed back. Yeah, so it's not always that easy. Yeah. Right, so what else can I do then? So we've done our flight controls, FO do their flight controls. What we can do is set that auto brake. So I've got a little rotary switch now, which is something I'll talk about in the video when I make it. But anyway, there's auto brake set to max, so that's good. We can do our takeoff config. And it's not happy because of the predicted wind shear, of course. There we go, that's why we do that. Let's cool the cabin. Brake check is an insurance job, yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with them behind. And we'll get this radar on, good. So we're just cruising down. Right, before takeoff, checklist flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked, briefing confirmed, flap setting config 2 green up there, and config 2 blue in here. FMA takeoff data, we've got 127, 132, climb that blue, 1 FD2, 7,000 feet, which is where we're stopping. Transponder is, let's get that to TARA now. I don't see the point in delaying that. And ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. Below line when we actually go for it. Yeah, thank you again, Kay, for your donation. Really appreciate it. So we will clear to Delta is our holding point, and I think Delta is not quite full length. Is this Delta here?
Vancouver departure, Westjet 706, right for taxi.
No, sorry, we're using Delta. Yeah, we're on Delta. That is Delta 3. Nah, that's my fault. Good. They're nervous enough of us behind. They're leaving enough space, which is good. We've got ourselves going again. Thanks for the subscription to Greg. TCAS is working. Is it really? I look forward to that. I do look forward to that. Dorito says, I'd ask for progressive, especially if they're going to be picky about scenery. Yeah, it could be that. It's a bit of a shame. This seems like a bit of a neglected airport. So yeah, we just about got away with it, I think. Yeah, I'm doing my best, but they're giving too much space, Good Echo, I agree, yeah.
Manta 256, request taxi.
Manta 256, we've definitely used that call sign before, that's great. I've not seen the Toliss ask for PWS, but the fly-by-wire does, which is right, this is wide one ball. No, they both should.
Runway 26 left, taxi Judith, Hotel Delta, hold short 26.
Yeah, as long as your airplane has predicted wind shear working, not all of them do, some of them only have reactive wind shear. But yeah, it should complain when you do takeoff config. It won't complain until you do the takeoff config though. Right, where they want us to go. I'm probably going to go up here, I think. Set TAR, right, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing that TCAS. Slow it right down, just give ourselves a few options. Oh yeah, we don't need to go any further. So I'll report ready in a minute. I'm assuming that's still the same. I think we're ready. And we are at, this says Foxtrot, but I'm pretty confident it isn't. I think this is actually Delta 5. And then we got Delta 7, and then full length at Delta 9. Okay, Delta 5. Air Canada 277, Delta 5, ready for departure.
Air Canada 277, call me airborne, wings 1005, clear 10. Correction, clear for takeoff, runway 26 left.
Clear takeoff 26 left, Wilco, Air Canada 277. Okay, we got a report airborne. Good luck to me remembering that, because it's hard enough when there's an automatic changeover. That's a real nightmare. So let's go around. Let's get our lights on. Any questions, guys, I haven't answered, do please ask them again in flight. It's difficult for me to do while we're just getting ready to go. Getting airborne 36 minutes, that's not bad. Right, clear on the left, clear on the right. And yeah, let's run below the line. So cabin is secured, engine mode select is norm, TCAS is TARA, packs are as required, we'll have them on. Oh yeah, and that goes to takeoff. There we go. Yeah, Jim says, welcome to my town, glad you're flying this part of the world. Thanks very much. Yeah, and I saw a few people earlier, so do write in the chat again if you're from Canada. It's nice to finally get to do it. Right, so round we go. We're going to report airborne and we're going to climb straight ahead. So I'm actually just going to pull the heading bug now and hope that that works. Right, let's go. So set the timer. I will respond to that very kind donation in just a second. Let's go taking off. So take off.
And just 07 requesting taxi.
And there we go. Manflex 55 SRS. Auto thrust is armed and blue, and away we go. Oh, it's been a while. It's good to be back taking off on the stream.
07 information chart is current also
80 to 100 knots. I'm excited for the scenery as well on this one. So there we go. There's neutral, 100 knots. Nice long runway here.
Okay, 26 left.
V1 and rotates. Hands off. Up we go. Rotate law is so good on the fly-by-wire. I'd say it's as good as it feels just like the real airplane. There's runway track, which is what we wanted, and positive climb. Gear up. Just brilliant fun. Okay, and away we go. Look at that. Oh, this is great. This is why we had to go and explore the world. You know, it's just so pretty. That coffee cup keeps looking to me like a jar of Nutella sitting there. I'll have to watch that one. Right, lots is about to happen. So I'm going to just engage the autopilot. I have assigned another button for that, I think. Lever climb. Thrust climb, open climb. Autopilot 1, auto thrust. Flaps are at 2. I wanted to use specifically 2 today so we could do a bit of retraction. Thanks, Kay. I will report airborne.
371, are you on the Connect 5 arrival?
Look at that. Oh, this is what goes on in the rest of the world, eh? You mean the whole world isn't just 200 feet above sea level like the UK? Look at the city over there as well. Is that photogrammetry? Could be, couldn't it? Air Canada 277 airborne.
Air Canada 277, stay passing altitude.
Apologies, Air Canada 277 passing 2,900 feet, climbing 7,000 feet. Okay, flaps to 1.
277 identified, climb 16,000.
Climb 16,000, Air Canada 277. 16,000, that's a new one to me because I never hear altitudes that high up normally, so that's good fun. So much to learn. 16,000, there it is, 16,000, still an altitude. Above the SB then, flaps to 0. Can I disarm the ground spoilers? I can, yes, just a little nudge, that works, excellent. And yeah, we can get rid of those lights here. Thank you for the subscription to Ronix. Right, and after takeoff checklist, landing gear is up. Flaps retracted. Packs are both on. Barra ref, nope, so we're only down to the line, and I'm assuming we can just keep going straight ahead. You guys will tell me otherwise. That was, yeah, as good as I'd hoped. And this is live weather as well. So we've got a continuous climb. Look at the scenery. Oh, man. That's stunning, isn't it? Right, I need to say thank you so much, Jonathan Pyle. Jonathan, for your very generous...
277, turn right heading to direction 020.
Right heading 020, Air Canada 277. That is an easy departure. I do like that. I'm just lucky that we got the right altitude in there, because otherwise it could get embarrassing. So we're in runway track. I'm going to pull heading and right turn 020. You don't want to set it and then pull, just because if it's too far around, there is a risk of it turning left. So you want to get it into heading mode and then start turning it ideally, unless it's just a small change. But there we go. Right, we can disarm those auto brakes because there's a rotary switch left in the wrong position, unlike the real airplane, and that should keep us clear of terrain. And let's see if we can actually see our flight plan on there anywhere. There it is. Yeah, Jonathan Parr, thanks so much. Jonathan says, thank you for teaching me to fly the A320. You're very welcome, Jonathan. I really appreciate that $20 donation. Very generous. I hope you're doing very well, and thanks for joining us today on the stream. And yeah, it's my pleasure, and thanks for coming along and supporting us. Really kind. Cousin Nash says, I'm not based in Vancouver, but in YYZ. Excellent. I don't know where YYZ is. I've got so much to learn. Time to rock and roll, says Dougal. Exactly.
Unit 371 descend 5,000.
For the flex calculation, I pretty much make it up because it doesn't make much difference at the moment. For those of you wondering, yeah. We could have probably flexed at the maximum, so 69 degrees there on that runway, I would expect.
Canada 277, proceed direct Gary on course.
Direct to Gary on course, Canada 277.
Delta 256 is ready for departure.
There it is. Gary, I'm glad he said it first, so I don't have to pretend. And what's great now is, look, it automatically goes into nav mode, which it didn't do for a long time, so very happy with that development. That's great. 16,000 feet still, because someone did prompt me kindly earlier about the transition. British Airways YouTube, thanks for coming along. Things are going well. I hope you're doing well. Oh, it's Toronto. Yeah, Toronto's another one to visit. Yeah, US trip must come as well. Atlanta to CLT is my practice route, 30 minutes. I need to do some flights in America. I've got to get over my I've got, you know, it's, I don't want to get things wrong with the American controllers, put it that way. Scott Jones is in Calgary. Excellent, Scott. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're doing well. Look at those North Shore mountains. Yeah, they are amazing, aren't they?
Air Canada 1792 climbing out of 2000.
The Morgan Thomas Show says, next up is trying to follow you on a landing. You'll do fine. Thanks for coming along. The Morgan Thomas Show says, hey, I stayed up for about 2 hours last night following your Liverpool to Faro trip. I'm able to follow you pretty well now. Only issue was I didn't retract the flaps in time and caused beeping. Yeah, no, that's no problem. These things happen. But thanks so much, Morgan Thomas. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams. That's great. Faro was good fun, yeah. Tommy says, how do you know what all the buttons are? We just get used to it. Yeah, you see them a lot when you sit here all day, every day.
277 Vancouver Center is offline. My radar service terminates, switching to com 122.8. See ya. 122.8 Air Canada 277. Thanks for your help. Bye. Oh, great. That was perfect. That was just what I wanted. A nice introduction to flying in another country. I say another country, obviously. I'm sort of generalizing Europe into one thing. So here's that turbulence. We're getting a few bumps. Presumably this is Microsoft Flight Simulator complaining with the hills, so giving us a few bumps. So much to the world, isn't there? There's so many places. It's just, I'd love to come and fly here, even as a passenger, just to get a view out. The problem is you can guarantee that the day you do it, it'll be all cloudy, as we're about to enter some. Thinking of that, let's look at the temperature. Plus 11. Now, of course, when we go into the cloud, that temperature will reduce. So let's get the engine anti-ice on just before we go through these wisps. And let's just check our maximum level, 390. Oh, it's 390, so I'm going to go to 37 initially. I don't want to go up to the exact maximum, especially if there's any turbulence. Let's go 37. Thrust climb, open climb. And what I failed to do, because of that, I'm getting distracted with the transition thing, is get the landing lights off. We'll just keep the passenger signs on because it is bumping around. We'll go to airport, we'll go to standard, and there's out blue 370, and then we can do our after takeoff jets below the line, which is Barrow F standard set. So that's all looking good. Oh, it is rough. Yeah, we'll keep those seatbelt signs on, that's for sure. And Cyber Fury, yeah, I'm glad that was your home airport. Excellent. Yeah, we've had a few people do that. That's great. And thanks for your subscription. Turbulence Simulator again, it is indeed. Listerman says, when I think to myself I should fly there for one day, my next thought is always, I'll have to download Ortho. I know, and this is, I'm terrible at Ortho. I have never successfully managed, but look at this. It just looks so good. I love the higher level clouds in Microsoft Flight Simulator are top notch. So, I don't have dev mode. Let's hope we don't pick up too much ice. That's my fault. Yeah, they are top notch. So it just looks so good, so realistic. John, thank you so much for your subscription. Transition is 18,000, says Malcolm Walters. Yep, so 18,000, but we've cleared ourselves up to a flight level, so we can do it a bit early. But yeah, it is very high. Yeah, absolutely. Landing lights to CJ. Yep, landing lights done. Thanks. Alexander says, I'm the Air Canada who accidentally ran into you. On my screen, you were far behind me. Must be a ping issue. Ah, there we go, Alexander. No problem at all. It was amusing. But like I say, the controller didn't seem concerned, so it possibly was an issue on my end, or I don't know. But yeah, that's great. The Morgan Thomas says, the guy who's taught me everything I know from his YouTube is nervous about flying in the US. Lol, I wouldn't even be flying without you. Okay, thanks, Morgan. Yeah, it must be possible. I'm sure it's not that challenging. It's just I know controllers are pretty fast-paced in some parts of America. Maybe we'll start with some more regional airports when we get down to America, which is what I like about Canada. They're hopefully pretty quiet, although not some of these aren't. Yellowknife is not particularly well equipped. Yeah, and in that video on the hydraulics, says Aaron. Yeah, we can have a look at that. I didn't realise the page had been added. I knew they'd already done some things with it, so I'm going to be interested to see it. I know the needles now work with the part rate, which I should have shown you guys. Icing's been calmed down. Yeah, I did see that, and it looks like it really has worked, because that would have been, you know, an ice cube by now. And this is where Air Canada planes are meant to be, just flying along over the ridges and the mountains. You see FLS is coming to the Toliss 321. I hope you deep dive into those modes. Found the mirroring. Yeah, Nikki, yeah, there's some more modes coming, aren't there? Do we get AirAC with Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yeah, they updated the AirAC, didn't they? This is a new nav database, I thought. Thank you for your subscription to Tim. Seems like the subscriptions are a bit more even. Oh, and Boss1996 Gaming. Thank you both for your subscriptions. I hope you're enjoying the video if you're watching. Feature I want searching for the airplane is most definitely the lateral navigation. I'm very excited for that, no doubt about it. Victor Tango says, sorry for the radio silence, guys. I was finishing my flight from Edinburgh to Stansted when I wanted to test the new airport scenery I bought. Ooh, which scenery did you buy, Victor Tango? Is that Orbex, I'm guessing? Canada doesn't need anti-ice, they're used to it, says Listerman. Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. Andrew says, now the US controllers are pretty okay. I get a kick out of some of the hijinks that keep up on the radio. Yeah, okay. Oh, well, you're tempting me. Definitely tempting me. Okay, is it below -40? No, it's only -20, even at 24,000 feet. That's pretty warm, actually, pretty mild. So yeah, we'll keep that anti-ice on, keep the seatbelts on, and we'll just make sure this does actually turn. This is a pretty direct routing, as you can see. I suppose it's pretty quiet airspace up here. Danny says, I work for ZMY on VATSIM, and I got to say, Boston has us beat. They're great. Oh, very good. Miles says, bit of an Air Canada question. Are you familiar with the Gimli glider incident in the 80s? Boeing 767-200 that completely ran out of fuel at cruise. Multiple issues, but kilogram-pound confusion was part of it. I am, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it. But, yeah, it's... I know roughly it was to do with just units. Yeah, it was all it came down to. Thanks for your subscription to LD and John. Lots of subscriptions today. Thank you, guys. But yeah, the Gimli glider, very famous. Obviously, a 767 that ran out of fuel and did a whole glide approach into an airport, and then it was fixed. They fixed it, took it back out, and got it flying again. So it's an amazing story. Yeah, converting between pounds and kilograms very, very carefully got to be done. Airplanes these days are quite good. They have condensers and they can check the weight. General aviation airplanes, however, are not so good. They will not really have much to... You've got to look in the tanks with your eyes, really, and check it that way. So yeah, careful with the calculation and consideration, definitely required. But yeah, I can't remember the exact details of the Gimli glider, I must confess. Reese, I'm well, I hope you're well. Thanks for coming along. Oh, you guys getting a bit of buffering. I apologise for that. Hopefully that improves shortly. Streamlabs is a bit prompt today. Oh, I hope. It might recover. I apologise, guys, if you guys are suffering for the with the lag. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens there. Just sometimes these things happen. Israel, thanks for your donation. Really appreciate it. Is it coming back? Amazing views. Loading. There we go. The frame rate. Yeah, I mean, the frame rate's absolutely fine on the sim. It's the streaming software that's struggling when that happens. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. That's good. Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah. Yeah, the frame rate's fine. It's just sometimes I'm streaming and running the flight sim on the same computer, and I just wonder if that's not going well. Maybe. But I don't know. I don't really know an alternative way. Speech is okay, but he's gone to still shots. Okay, as long as you get the speech. That's good news. I can keep nattering away. Oh, yeah, there we go. Back to the cockpit. That is still going to be rough. I think Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to give us turbulence the whole way at this rate. Excellent, Wide One Ball. Thanks for coming along. Good to see you here. Espen, good to see you as well. Sky173, thanks for coming along. And I did see a question earlier on. I do apologise. If I missed any questions, do head them back into the chats. Chris Long says, why are landing lights individually switched when most of the others seem to have one switch doing both left and right? Good question. Yeah. I'm going to say, and I haven't got this confirmed. I think we've chatted about it on the channel before, actually. I think someone else suggested this. Yeah, we didn't need any navigator for that departure, of course. Someone's opinion is quite good, which is that, let's see if they work, actually. That the landing lights on this airplane retract and stick out into the airflow. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. So you can see when they're on, they're actually sitting out like that in the airflow, and then you turn them off and they fold away into the wing. So the possible reason for having separate switches for them is that if one of those breaks, we still want to retract the other one. Now, I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe it's that if one is broken, i.e. you're not allowed to use it because the mechanism's jammed or whatever, so you're not going to use the switch. You can still use the switch on the other one, whereas maybe it doesn't matter on aircraft with landing lights that aren't retractable, because of course their landing lights will just be sitting there. Their landing lights will just be sitting there on or off, you know, but they're not out in the way. So possibly, not sure. Guys like scenery, yeah, I think it's great. Brandon M says, with all these subs, get ready for the 50k long haul stream from Melbourne to Tokyo. Yeah, well, 50k, but I think 50k is meant to be a Concorde flight. Still got a bit of space, thank goodness. Azirius, I have an RTX 3080. Yeah, quite luckily it seems. Nick says, my FPA doesn't work if I don't reduce the altitude down to above ground level for landing. This has happened to you. So basically, I can't set the going altitude because of this. That's strange. I'm surprised to hear that. We might find out today because it could be a non-precision approach. John says, there's a good video on the Gimli. Yeah. Gimli's. There was an air crash investigation on it, which is what I originally saw. Yeah, which is very good. Thanks, Reese. Yeah, glad you've been enjoying the channel. The wings are straight flapping, says Danny. Yeah, but this is pretty brutal turbulence. If you see this sort of picture of the vertical speed going up and down, you would feel this, and yeah, the wings would bounce up and down. Maybe it's a little bit long haul. Maybe the Airbus. Definitely the wing flex in the 320 looks much more pronounced when you have sharklets. It really has an amazing visual effect. Thanks for your subscription, Christian. Yep. I'm using MVENC. And indeed, Azirius. Yep. Yep. Not sure what happened there. If the stuttering in external view, I know exactly why it is. It's a frame rate issue. It's when the frame rate's too high. And I promise, I've tried everything. I now run Microsoft Flight Simulator on every single thing. It's above the ultra settings now. That is outrageous turbulence. Let's get if I can even reach it, get back to 7.6, which is our turbulence speed, because I'd say this is borderline severe turbulence. Yeah, we might even see a G-force flash up. Let's see. Oof, I was hoping it'd be all right as we got a bit higher, but obviously not. Yeah, so if there's too many frames going into my streaming software, it will do that. It will lag, and that happens when I record videos, and the best way to fix it is to reduce the frame rate. I used to use VSync, but VSync's broken in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I can't believe they still leave it broken. It's been broken for months now, and you set it, but it doesn't actually do anything unless I'm doing something wrong, which is always possible, very possible. Boeing has winglets and Airbus has sharklets. Yeah, indeed. Sorry, the sharklets. Did I say winglets? Yeah, the sharklets bounce up and down. They look more pronounced, certainly. British Airways YouTube says, I really want to know where to install every library or add-on into the X-Plane files. Yeah, there's lots of good advice. Google's absolutely right. There's lots of good tutorials on that. I'm not very good at software tutorials. There's the last 1,000 feet to go then. It looks like it's smoothed out a little bit, but we're not going to go any faster than this. Han says you could downgrade your graphics card. Yeah, that could be an option. Pilot reports severe turbulence. Yeah, good point, Danny. Yeah. I've got to figure out where I am. Oh, wow. This is bad. This is bad. And it's 60 knots. Yeah. I've always praised Microsoft Flight Simulator's turbulence system for having it built into the ground. But, yeah, it's a bit overdone here, I'm imagining, unless there is just turbulence. You hear that beep? That beep is because we are descending away from the target altitude. Yeah. You can cancel that. Shelley, thanks so much, Shelley, for your Canadian $5 donation. Really appreciate it. Shelley says, happy to welcome you to Canada. I'd say come fly to Toronto, but our scenery is really boring unless you fly over Niagara Falls. Oh, well, we could head over there. But thanks so much. Really appreciate the donation. Yeah, Toronto will have to be on the list as well. We're going to have to, you know, we're going to be flying more internationally now. We are committed. We're going to do it. Temperature below -40. Engine anti-ice can go off. It is nice to see that ice be a bit more relaxed. But yeah, thanks so much, Shelley. Really appreciate the donation. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for supporting the channel. Yeah, we'll keep those seatbelt signs on, absolutely. That could be causing some serious problems. Daniel says, aside from the A32NX mods do you like to use? For this, I've got the replay tool, the flight recorder it's called. That's out. Let's set that TCAS to below. Oh, a bit hard to see like that. Proper sun streaming in. There we go. TCAS to below. Can't see anyone. If we go to nav mode and zoom out... still can't see anyone. Luckily, just in that last few feet, it seems to have smoothed out a little bit. Yeah, other mods I use scenery, a lot of scenery mods, and I've got some Orbex scenery as well. So yeah, I do modify the scenery just because, as we saw there in Vancouver, it's not great at times in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It does lack some things that we do need. Phyllis did it 350. It's still bumpy. So the problem here is if we go any higher to get out of the turbulence, we're going to start getting our green dot too close to our overspeed, and it's not as comfortable to fly in if you're getting concerned. So there's a bit of a balancing act now. TCAS is bugged for the 32NX. There's an open issue. Oh, there we go. Fine. Yeah, no surprise, I suppose. VSync seems to introduce stuttering in FS 2020, says John. That's interesting. So I'm not getting it. Yeah, I'm not getting any stuttering. It doesn't slow it down at all. NVIDIA control panel. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. I know people have said a lot that I need to use some other software to do it. I've always been nervous because I don't like fiddling with my my program, external programs, because it eventually seems to cause problems later on. Stephen says, I set the frame rate limit to 20 FPS and actually limits it to 48. Yeah, I've set it to 30 and I still get over 60 on the exterior views. So Azirius says, what FPS do you get on the Above Ultra? You know, in the cockpit of the fly-by-wire, I get pretty normal FPS, which is, you know, we're talking about in the 30s, all on Above Ultra. If you go to somewhere really busy like London, it'll be a bit lower. However, if I'm somewhere without too much city scenery, like here, then you might get a bit of lag now. Oh, look, the contrails line up now. I did see that in the update, which is great news. Fantastic. That is such a relief. And now it will work on some AI planes, it says, which I'm excited about. I'm not sure if that would include VATSIM. But yeah, the frame rates I can get on the external views over empty scenery like this, you know, you're looking at over 60 quite easily, which I'm not trying to show off. It's I'm very lucky to have managed to get hold of a 3080, but it's yeah, it's fine. Like, I think the performance of this game is actually fine. It's not bad at all, but it's in terms of frame rates, but it is a bit frustrating that that isn't working. Han says, why is the 7.6 the best speed for turbulence? Yeah, good question. You'd have to ask Airbus, I'm afraid. It'll be chosen as a compromise between you know, the damage and the stress on the airframe. Obviously the turbulence is caused by changes in wind. A constant wind is no problem, but if you have lots of changes in wind, then you get turbulence. Same with like changes in temperature. Now, that's fine, but if you go through the air faster, you're more likely to encounter more changes of wind. So that would feel rougher. Also, of course, if we're nearer the red pole, then we're going to be more likely to enter the overspeed range. I believe they've got the overspeed protections now, but I have to try them out in a video. Charlie, good to see you. Daniel says, is an i7 and 16 gigabytes of RAM good enough for the game? It depends which generation i7 you're talking about, Daniel. 16 gigabytes of RAM, I have 32, and I regularly see it go over 16 gigabytes. I see it go over 20 gigabytes quite easily. But that's not to say you won't be able to run it with 16 gigabytes. I'm sure some other viewers use 16 and have no trouble. So yeah, if anyone uses 16 gigabytes, do let Daniel know. Nice West, good to see you. Nice West, Nice West having stuttering too. Oh dear. AI traffic definitely shows up. Excellent. Gabriel says, ask it again. So PMDG is releasing their DC6 in a couple of days. Any intentions of flying it? Are they seriously? Is it a couple of days away? I did not know that. That's shocking news to me. I've heard the 777 is on the way. At some point. I'm just trying to find a news website to tell me. Well, I don't need it, do I? You guys always know. Yeah, I will absolutely fly the DC6. In fact, it'll be perfect if we arrive in Yellowknife and then we can get a DC6 up in the air. I know they didn't. It was DC4, wasn't it? But yeah, that'd be great. Right, says, I still remember flying on a Lufthansa 340 about 7 years ago coming into Vancouver over the Rockies. Turbulence got so bad, drinks and food were being thrown everywhere. Ah, there you go. So, it's doing, Microsoft Flight Simulator is doing us proud. It's doing the right thing. That's good to know. The DC6 should be 1 or 2 weeks away, says Pavel. Okay, who's releasing it? Is it going to be released through Aerosoft? Do we know? They have tutorials up on their channel for the DC6. I better get watching. It's in June. Yeah, so we are about to be in June. Goodness me, that's closer than I thought. The FO has not joined us for this one, Pavel. No, the FO's not here today. She might pop in later. Charlie says, I run 16 gigabytes and it's fine on high to ultra. There you go. Yeah, there you go. I regularly see mine go over 16, but it probably doesn't mean it needs it. Well, no, it definitely doesn't mean it needs it. Yeah, the flight plan is dashed. I don't know why it's dashed. This is a glitch. It's an old glitch that they did fix, but it seems to have returned for some reason. Let's go to airports. Don't think there's many airports around. That's a bit alarming when you got nothing around to go to. Yeah, it seems to smooth out. Let's go managed. Accelerate a bit. Let the passengers walk around. They would be desperate to walk around and go to the loo by now. After some turbulence, all passengers always want to go to the loo. Malcolm says, got to run and fly a 330 in real life. Great channel sim pilot. And as a side, the only time I've had to descend from cruise level due to turbulence was this part of the world. Accurately modelled. Thanks, Malcolm. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your flight. Fantastic to have you come along. And yeah, that's great. We're getting some good feedback then that, you know, as we get to the flatter terrain down there, it seems to have improved. So that is funny. It's realistic. I was whinging, but no. There you go. Oh, it's great the contrails are lined up now. Very happy with that. Yeah, for those of you asking about the... Oh, I'm getting some stuttering on my end now. What is going on? Let's jump into the flight deck. Yeah, for those of you asking about... I think my computer's fell asleep for a second there. For those of you asking, yeah, the RTX 3080, I got that just before it went really crazy. So I was lucky to get it. It was hard to get one because it was a little while after release, but it was hard to get hold of one. I managed, and it wasn't too much over retail price. After that, it's gone mad. I think it's now listed at double the price I paid for it on the same website. It's just crazy. Danny says, I want that Dash 8. Is there a Dash 8 coming as well? Is there? Sean says, afternoon, Captain. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. My weekend was awesome because now I have my 12-year-old daughter living with me now. It was a long 10 months before that. Excellent, Sean. I hope you're having a good time. And yeah, it must be nice to have a family together. Excellent. So, Gabriel says, DC6, then 737 in the end of summer. Info's from Rob on YouTube. Okay, excellent. PMDG DC6 sounds like a good one. I see it's already been released for P3D, so it should be a known quantity. Michael Hall says, are you using the experimental version of the A32NX? I am, and haven't had an update in a few weeks. Do you know why they haven't updated the experimental version? So yes, they've moved it on now, and we're using the development version, not the experimental. Yeah. that just seems to be the one they're updating more now. I think they're going to use the experimental eventually for the LNAV, someone said, but yeah, for now they seem to have abandoned it a little bit, and we're moving. The development version should have all of the custom stuff in it, built into it, like the fly-by-wire and so on. Thanks for your subscription to is that 5? Can't read the last part. It should appear. There we go. 5 squared. There we go. Thanks. Gabriel says, usually PMDG sells their own products, but I think they'll be in the marketplace. PMDG and Asobo are working very closely, so I have hope. Ah, okay, so it could appear straight away in there. Okay, excellent, excellent. I wonder if we'll see some preview. Yeah, I wonder if we'll see some previews of that at some point. I haven't heard anything about it, just in case you're wondering. Can you do a flaps 3 landing? Yeah, we could do, but probably not today. Yeah, we'll do it in another video. A 320, no, I don't know many people who like to land a 320 flaps 3. You definitely can. It doesn't make much difference to the landing distance, although it does make a bit, but it's just not as comfortable as flap 3 landings in 21s and 19s. Yeah. Cubedosity says 320th viewer on A320 channel. Excellent. Thanks for coming along. And yeah, if you are enjoying the video, do please hit the like button. It makes a big difference to the channel. Really appreciate it. So for those of you who come along, or if you're about to leave, if you have enjoyed, do please hit the like button. Yeah, thank you. It makes a big difference. Joshua says, looks like Aerosoft working closely with Asobo, accelerated other devs. Looks like even PMDG is surprised at the pace. Yeah, they were a bit pessimistic. Having said that, it, you know, if that comes out in August, that's a year since release. So it's taken a year to get these things. So it has taken a while, but we can't complain. So they've released a tutorial series similar to the Aerosoft CRJ. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. They will eventually be bringing their products to the marketplace, but months after they release it, says Exile. Yeah, that seems quite common. That does seem quite common. Lauren V says, I really prefer flat 3 handling to full in the Toliss. Yeah, agreed. Apologies, guys. That was just had to sort something out, but there we go. Back now. Yeah. So cruise on VATSIM is 39. Yeah, aviation forever. Yeah. So we didn't want to go straight up to 39, which is fine. You know, we're just a little bit heavy because actually looking at this and looking at our weight, 63 tons. Yeah, we can go up to 39. Let's do it. The reason I didn't was because there you go, thrust climb, open climb. It's because yeah, if that says 390, I wouldn't go to 390. In the real aircraft, I think it says 398, which is basically the top limit it ever goes to. So you know that if it goes to 398, then it's probably even higher than that. Do good like an increase in sim audio. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're trying to increase the sim audio on the channel. I've had a few comments about that. So do keep the feedback coming. Right, what else am I missing? LNAV is still to come. This is Aristocrat, yeah, excellent. Previews are already out for the PMDG. Yeah, we will definitely look that up. Looking forward to that. Daniel says, any tips for a noob to Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yeah. If you want to fly the Airbus, please do go to my channel, and there's loads and loads of videos. Loads. Push the heading to make the line go away. Oh, I see. It's a disconnect between the two. There it is. Sorry, not the line go away. The dash is to go away. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Definitely lost our... We had that really, really stunning scenery at first. Oh, it's not bad. Still not bad, is it? Thanks, Dougal. Yeah, if you are enjoying the video, do please hit the like button. It does make a huge difference. Hi, Ethan's Aviation. Thanks for coming along. Checkpoint is finally hit there. Got some banana ice cream at the store. How's the weather over there? It's 25 degrees. Oh, well, it's been 25 degrees here as well, which is unbelievable. Pure sunshine, 25 degrees, so can't complain about that. Tom T says, what's a good 2-hour flight? Microsoft Flight Simulator? Well, this one's just over 2 hours if you like trying out Canada. Seems pretty nice so far. We've had some interesting mountainous terrain to start off with. We'll have to check the en route chart in a second using Navigraph. Checkpoint would like a spin on the livery, we can do. And thanks for your subscription to Aaron. Right. It is bouncing around again up here, but there we go. We are backing out cruise. And let us jump outside. So yeah, the latest Air Canada livery, they had the green sort of frosted leaf before this one. This was a retro one brought in for their 80th anniversary, which I think I can see why. Works nicely. Very smart. Pretty timeless, I think. I do like it a lot. And we did talk about I would like to see the mask with the sort of the straight edge lines. We'll have to use the Air Canada 3000, the Canada 3000 instead of Air 2000s. You know, just underneath with the maple leaf. AC455 should be proud. The AC455 on the nose gear. And I know AC455 has done some excellent retro Canada liveries as well. Oh, we are getting bounced. Look at that. Wow. And now we are getting the same problem with the visuals. Can't stay outside too long. It seems to really mess it up. J Roots, thank you so much for your 10 Swiss franc donation. Really appreciate it. J Roots. J Roots says, love your videos and live streams. Thank you for your constant efforts. You're very welcome, J Roots. Really, really appreciate you taking the time to come along and say that. And thanks for your donation. Really appreciate it. I hope you're doing very well. Yeah, I think the frame rate will return. Yeah, it's returned as soon as you go inside. How interesting. Dougal likes the Neos. Yeah, they are good, aren't they? They are good. But yeah, thank you, J Roots. Thanks for your donation. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for supporting the channel. Kuro says, Canada 3000 is a name I haven't heard for a long time. Yeah. It's didn't exist for a long time. It was a very, very short-lived airline, I think. But yeah, it should be good. Dennis says, I've been watching your channel for a while and thought I might ask if you've ever tried the Flight Simlabs A320 NX for P3D. I've, no, not properly. I've tried on other people's simulators and it seems very good. Yeah, it seems excellent. But no, I haven't done it. I haven't used it for any length of time. Lauren V says, AC455's TCA livery is pretty spectacular. We'll have to visit Canada again. Oh, we will visit Canada again, absolutely. And yeah, that's the next one planned. Although we may have to do a bit of DC-6 flying out of Yellowknife. That would be good fun, wouldn't it? Robin says, I've watched some of the tutorials for the PMDG DC6 and it seems to be very, very detailed. Look at this. Right, back to 7.6 we go. There it is. Oh, and pull. There we go. Right, 7.6. Good. It seems to be very, very detailed. I'd expect that from PMDG, yeah. Robin says, it seems that even all the CBs are modelled and functional and the engine indications are very realistic. It's going to be quite a challenge for us, isn't it, to learn that one, so I will be interested. Andy says, while you're in Yellowknife, the 737-200 has to come out in either First Air Canadian North or Nolan or liveries. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to get that 737-200 out and take it north, definitely. Although I'm not sure what we'll be using to navigate up that far. We're getting really out of our depth by that point. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Thanks for your subscription. Apologies, I won't be able to get the name right. But thank you so much. Yeah, FS Aviation, we will fly to America at some point. J Fitness Health says, hi, question, I'm coming from FS 2004/FS9, I want to go with P3D version 5.1, thinking of Microsoft 2020 as well. My laptop can run both over specs. I like how both, am I good either way, both looking amazing from FS9. Yeah, they'll both look good compared to Flight Simulator 9. It depends on what laptop you've got, I'm afraid, and I'm not sure, I'm not very familiar with P3D, so in terms of performance, I don't know. P3D obviously has been around a lot longer, so it has some advantages there. But Microsoft Flight Simulator gives you a free Airbus, and then you can get the fly-by-wire mod, which is turning it into a really good product, especially for free. It's amazing. Haley says, hey, I love your videos. You talk very fluent and eloquent. Thank you very much. I'm completely visually impaired. I fly with voice control add-ons. It's been great learning the aircraft and listening to your videos. That's great to hear, Haley. Thanks so much. And it's good to hear that there's the voice control is working. That's excellent. Yep. Yeah, great. Yeah, good to hear that. Thanks so much for coming along. Thanks for saying so. I'm glad you've been enjoying the videos. Han says, why do the orange ladders on the speed tape move up and down so much in turbulence? It's because, so, what you're seeing is, thank you for your subscription. It's funny, PT, the subscriptions are working. They haven't worked for months. Right. Yeah, what you're seeing, this yellow ladder down here, so this is VLS, this is Alpha Prot. So what's happening is, as the angle of attack increases, or as the G-force increases, you're getting that rise, and that's sort of what you'd expect. So all this is calculated with, the idea is you should have a G buffer. So if we went into a sharp turn, a 30-degree banked turn while staying level, this would rise right up. On 321s it's even worse. In turns on the 321 heavy weights, that could come up to green dot quite easily if you're in a sharp enough turn. So yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one. It's just because of the turbulence and the bouncing up and down, and as you increase the G-force on the airplane, then the margin reduces, so it has to increase to try and keep that margin. So yeah, that's quite normal. It's a good piece of simulation then, actually. Thanks for your subscription to Parsec. Piano learner voting for Microsoft over P3D. There you go. Magic of Microsoft Flight Simulator is it's going places. And actually, if you're just, if you just want to fly around and enjoy the views and so on, it's unbelievable. It's unbeatable, really. The whole world of high quality scenery compared to what you get with P3D, where you've got to pay for a lot of scenery. Wowie, that is rough. Yes, G Point says, I bet Streamline Spot finally went to the meeting. Yeah, it seems to have finally woken up. Thank you so much to Spadey Chops. Thank you for your $7.11 donation. Really appreciate it. Spadey Shop says, I love this channel. Please keep up the short and focused tutorials. They're so helpful and inspiring. I'm glad you like those ones. Yeah, we've got more planned. I've got to do a little video, or I'm working on a little video about the Thrustmaster add-on. But yeah, thank you for coming along, and thank you for your very kind donation, Spadey Shops. Glad you've enjoyed the videos. Yeah, there will be more to come. It's just been a bit of a slow couple of weeks now, really. So I do apologise, but yeah, thank you guys, and thanks for that donation. Really appreciate it. And it says, full disclosure, for what P3D looks like, it runs like garbage. Yeah. It eats your VRAM faster than I can consume a double cheeseburger. Robin says, they have an artificial flight engineer in the DC6 that seems to be very helpful. That would be good. Yep, that would make a big difference. Alexander Galvano says, I find it weird they had the green stripe for the Pratt & Whitney engine. Yeah, so this green stripe, as we found out with Carter Joel back last year when we got the NEO mod for the A321, yeah, this is actually grey, not green. It's grey in the Leap's, green in the Pratt & Whitneys. I think I did see on the Discord the Fly-by-Wire team did manage to get rid of it, but it seems to have returned, or maybe didn't quite make it into this version yet. Yeah, we have a bit of a headwind, which is not helping. And Moira says, is there a way to see ATIS without tuning into frequency? Yeah, so we can do it through this little box, yeah, through the MCDU, quite straightforward. Which is what we did already. Can we brighten the screen anymore? No. But there won't. You can do it here, and then you press send, and then it will appear in received messages. We got that company message warning. Did I not click on one? There it was. Yeah, I never read this weather. So yeah, there's no controller. Where are we going? It's going to be up to us. No controllers around at all. How long till landing, says Daniel. Let's have a look. We're running at live time for once. Now we're finally going west of the UK. It's easy to do it live time. So 17:22, which is the current UTC time. We're arriving at 18:42. So 1 hour 20, which is not too bad. Yeah, about what I'd hoped. Yeah, good stuff. Maybe we'll increase the speed a bit. Depends on that turbulence. Seems a little more settled. We'll risk going a little bit faster. No more than that. Joshua says, I find it weirdly satisfying watching the trim wheel in the 320. Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah. Green stripe is part of the livery. Oh, there we go. So it's a livery thing. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Vikas, thank you for your 40. I think it's rupees donation. Really appreciate it, Vikas. Vikas says, which is the most beautiful night landing on X-Plane 11? Oh, that's a big question. X-Plane 11 has excellent night lighting. I've always really liked it. The most beautiful night landing. Oof. Well, I'd say to enjoy X-Plane 11's night lighting, you want to go somewhere in a built-up area. So I'd pick somewhere for, with a big city around it. So somewhere like Athens, London, London Heathrow if you land on the westerly facing runways. Maybe you'd want to go to Paris, Charles de Gaulle, and land on the easterly facing runways there, which would be great because that would bring you in over the city. Yeah, those would look great in X-Plane 11, I'm imagining. Yeah. Alexander says he's got me on TCAS. Let's go to nav. Let's see if we can return the favour. Let's get rid of airports. No, we're not so lucky. It should just show in the Airbus. We don't have to select it specifically. Maybe it's a different range. Maybe it is. No, we're on TR8. Set it to all just in case that helps. Thank you so much for your subscription to NNSA 14. Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas could be a good one in X-Plane, says David Udall. That's a good idea. Lauren V says the turbulence isn't nearly as bad in X-Plane 11, not been getting much of it at all in the way of bumps. Yeah, I'm assuming that turbulence was all generated just in Microsoft Flight Simulator dealing with the terrain. Quite impressive. I don't know. Well, we've had real pilots say that they've been here and had this happen, and people as passengers as well. So yeah, it's a legitimate reasons out there for it to be rough, definitely. Piano says, have you ever done aerobatics? Yes, I have. Yep, I do like some aerobatics. Not much anymore, but I did do a bit. Yeah. After Hogar, it drops to 52 knots. Excellent. Yeah, it's pretty breezy. Should be able to text ACARs to each other. Yes, I think you can, Kurozar. Yeah. Checkpoint says the frame rate issues out the plane. Are you having them since the last update? No, my frame rate outside the airplane is always fine. It's always really high. It's the software, the streaming software can't accept that many frames and send them. It can't send them, so it then lags. It just drops frames instead. So it gets 5 frames. You know, well, if it gets 60 frames a second, it would just dump a load of them and you get confused and try and work for the next one. So it just does that big stuttering thing. It does the same when I record videos. Ooh, that was bad. That was really bad. Let's get those seatbelt signs on. Goodness me, this is definitely one of the longer flights we'd have had with rough turbulence like that. 117 Sim Racing says, as a pilot, did you ever see a UFO? No. I have seen some strong meteorites though, which are really incredible, like lighting up the sky. Just sitting there, you're just sitting there reading or something. It's all dark out the windows. It's been dark for hours. You're just cruising along late at night, and then you just suddenly the whole sky goes white, and you just feel like it's gone to daylight. It's amazing. And then yeah, I've only seen that once, but it was so good, so spectacular. Left a huge green sort of, it looked like, you know, I don't know what it was, but a bit of like a plasma-y sort of trail behind it. Start to see some stars out there, in fact. But yeah, that was really cool. Judas bumped head. Yeah, someone would. Yeah, if the seatbelt signs off, this would definitely be a flight to have those seatbelt signs on the whole way, unless we get serious improvement. Now I think I'm going to leave it. That's cool. I love getting the reflection of the instrument panels. It is a bit of a roller coaster. Mike says, in my experience. Sorry, Mike says, in my experiments with TCAS in the new sim update, it only showed at lower ranges. So in the cruise here, your nearest person might be too far away. Does it work at any range selection in the real aircraft? Yeah, any range it would show something. Yeah, in the real aeroplane. It seems like it's not. So maybe they. If I go to nav, just check. Give it a chance. Yeah, it doesn't show you all the targets, but it would show you the closest ones, the most relevant to you. Lauren Reed says, Boston is great for a landing at night since the airport is on the harbour, but you'll want ortho. I don't know if some of that's the default is trying to represent. Ah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, right, so we do have... Oh yeah, other Air Canada fact. Air Canada was the first airline to completely ban smoking on all flights. There you go. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's very normal now, of course. But yeah, they banned it first. Obviously went through a lot of restructuring. At one point it was government controlled and it wasn't a very competitive environment. Other airlines weren't really allowed to compete, but things have changed now. John Padfield says, champagne glasses with lids for us in first class. Yeah, that's it, lids now, yeah. I've never seen that before. That's a good idea though. Google user, thanks for subscribing. I saw you chatting away. Right. Hydraulics. Here we go. Hydraulics. There they are. So this page has been missing for a while. It's funny. It's so long-term viewers will be very used to this. Right, where do we start? I mean, this is a big video on its own right. So the A320, obviously, 3 hydraulic systems, green, blue and yellow. Green and yellow are the main 2 systems. Both of those are driven by engine hydraulic pumps. Then you've got the blue system, driven by an electrical hydraulic pump. So these are represented here. They run at 3000 psi, as you can see, but there's a bit of a tolerance on that. If one engine pump fails, so let's say the green engine pump up here fails, then all we have is the PTU, which is a power transfer unit, which can transfer power either way. Hydraulics, for those of you who aren't familiar with them, they allow you to move with very little input force, very big surfaces. They're very powerful. How it works is a mystery to me. No, there are some physics laws that make it work, but essentially they run at very high pressure fluid, and that way when you put a small input in, it has a much larger force at the other end. Again, it works by using pumps and so on that keep that pressure at 3000 psi. and you'll notice little dips when you move some of the bigger systems. But yeah, so the systems sit here like this at 3000 psi, and yeah, if one of the main two fails, the PTU will take power from one, just that pressure, and it can use it to spin around and power the other one. It's a very neat little system. The blue one is the sort of the redundant one that's sitting there in the background, and it's run by an electric pump, and that's what it has. It also, if you lose, let's say, all hydraulics, you've lost both your green and yellow system, and you've lost power for whatever reason, maybe both of those engines have failed would be the example. So you've lost both engines, so there's no way to power the green or yellow because those engine pumps are offline because you lost those engines. Then the ram air turbine will deploy from the bottom of the airplane. It will spin and it will provide hydraulic pressure to the blue system, and it can also therefore provide electrical power by using the blue pressure. It's quite a clever little piece of redundancy. So yeah, these down here is the quantity of fluid, so we have to make sure that that little arrow there is pointing into the green section. These numbers go up and down depending on whether the gear's up or down, so we just make sure they're roughly in the green, or not roughly, but they are in the green when we're on the grounds. If not, the engineers will top up the fluid. What else? If you go to the flight control page, you can actually see which system is powering which thing. So there are lots of different systems powered, obviously, but you've got this right aileron is done by the green and blue hydraulic systems, and the left aileron blue and green. So all of these systems are running, so these are all in green. If we turn off one, let's turn off the yellow system. I wonder if that's going to work. You guys are watching me live experiment now for a future video. There we go, and the PTU's taken over. So it works. So the PTU is now taking the 3000 psi. I've turned off that pump, and it is providing pressure to it. There you go. It cuts in and out, and you can hear this. The PTU makes that barking dog noise. Thanks for your subscription, Will. Editor says, why are both engines at the same level consuming different fuel? 940 seems pretty similar, but yeah, they won't always be perfectly the same. Different RPMs, different ages of engines. It's quite normal. One might be running a bit hotter, and one might have a, I don't know, slightly different oil in it or something. But there's loads of different variations. So yeah, they won't always match up perfectly, but they'll be very, very similar. Yeah, rough. There's the vignette, the barking dog noise, exactly. George says, evening, just joining the stream. Apologies if already discussed. Have you seen Navigraph as an instant menu bar window is available as beta? Still some work to do, but really promising. Yeah, someone did send me a message. Thank you to whoever sent me the Discord message about that. I didn't have time to install it today, but I'll have to have a look. That does seem like a good idea, and then we can have it just on this toolbar, which would be really nice, wouldn't it? That would be great. That would make it a lot easier to stream and record videos as well. So fingers crossed. I might have to try and grab that. Wojtek says, hi, when you're flying up north, people are saying that you have to use true heading. Could you explain what that means? Okay, yeah, absolutely. And then we'll finish hydraulics. Getting some good questions here. Some really good questions. Donna Hoskins, hello, thanks for coming along. Ed Haslam, good to see you. Ed says, a bit late to the stream today, but wanted to drop in and say hi. Been enjoying the sun. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, enjoy the sun, absolutely. Thanks for coming along. We'll be streaming again soon, I'm sure. And yeah, please do hit the like button if you're enjoying it. I really appreciate it. Right. Question was true heading. So we are using magnetic heading here. That's 352 magnetic. Strong crosswind, 90 knots, yeah. Then we've got the true heading, which is going to be... So magnetic heading points at the magnetic North Pole. The magnetic North Pole, of course... Oh no, we can't stay in that view. It will break. The magnetic North Pole is... moving. It does move around. So in places like the UK, it's only 1 degrees variation. In the South UK, it's not much at all. It's basically the same. And what I mean by variation is there's a difference between pointing at true north and magnetic north. True north is the very top of the Earth where all the longitude lines, I always get that wrong way around, where all the grid lines that you see, they all reach, a point which is the actual North Pole, the true north. That's the top of the planet. However, the magnetic North Pole moves around, but we use magnetic most commonly, especially when we're further away from it, because It's just what all our compasses are aligned to, and that's what general aviation we use. Now these days, airplanes are smart enough to be able to swap between them. It would be, Boeings have a little switch just to do it. You can just flick the switch over and fly around on one or the other. But yeah. Wasn't Navigraph coming to the iPad? Yeah, that's it. But I know some people made videos with it, but it doesn't seem to have arrived yet. That's the problem with making videos. And I've done the same thing before, making a video of something that didn't actually arrive for a bit longer. So I try to avoid doing that if I can. But yeah, it doesn't seem to have appeared. There we go, there's Calgary. We're making our progress. There's Yellowknife. Excellent. Almost halfway. Yeah, it's quite a trek, this one, isn't it? I didn't know it would be. So yeah, that's simply what true is. You'd swap over to pointing to true north instead, and you'd have to apply the conversions. Yeah. Longitude, thanks Andy. Andy's all over it, yeah. Yeah, I thought latitude is the horizontal lines, as it were. Yeah. So you can't view charts, Daniel, no. Again, the coffee cup's good, isn't it, Hanzo? Yeah, I agree. Grocer Moon, good to see you. Yeah, you have been absent for a while. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're doing very well. We haven't done many streams, to be honest with you. But yeah, great to see you here. I hope you're doing very well. I am indeed using the new throttles, Donald Hoskins. Or not the throttles, but the add-on pack, yep. Danny says, my Cessna 172 doesn't have auto true heading. I have to add 12 degrees to my area. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why it's quite nice to use magnetic, because you don't have to think about it too much, but you just have to be careful when you're doing your charts. That you know, if you're trying to plan on a chart, the chart might be based around true north, or it will be, because it will have the lines on it, the grid lines. So you have to apply it to your headings. Yeah. Jake Point says, the strange thing at Schiphol is only one runway has magnetic variation. Runway 22, I wonder why it only has one. That is interesting, yeah. So you'll find that runway headings change. So sometimes a runway will be, it'll be for a long time, 0523, so 05 on one end, 23 on the other, and then it will, one day they'll change it over to be 2406, something like that. Yeah, that does happen, where the magnetic North Pole has wandered off a bit, because it does move around. The Harmony says, thanks for all the content you put up, it's full of knowledge. You're very welcome, The Harmony, thanks for coming along, thanks for saying so. Alert. And Cape Dorset, Northwest Territories. Well, we are getting there. Yeah, alert. Yeah, alert from the. I remember that from the show. Edmonton Centre and Yellowstone Tower online. Excellent. So we could get spoken to soon. Mag to grid, get rid. Grid to mag, add, says Soren Mills. There's always a great little rhyme. So yeah, thanks for that, Soren Mills. I've never had to use true navigation. It's grid. So grid navigation is when you're going to start using true, but it's a confusing way to do it. It's not confusing, but it's something to get your head around. Again, if you don't live in those parts of the world, the chances of you seeing it are very slim, so it's way out of my depth. Okay, what was I going to do? Right, hydraulics. So there we go, yellow system's being powered, so we can actually depower it. Turn off the PTU. There we go, yellow will depressurize. There it goes. We're now down to green and blue. And there's our flight controls. We've lost two of the spoilers, spoiler 2 and 4. We've lost this backup on some of the elevators, but you can see totally flyable. We've lost one of the main hydraulics, the second main system, but we've got most of our controls. Yeah, very good. This is good modelling by the fly-by-wire team. Very impressed with that. You can see the rudder gets 3 systems feeding it, because it's your sort of ultimate backup. If you lose some of the fly-by-wire, you've still got your rudder pedals that are hydraulically linked. Michael says, my uncle was in the Canadian military. Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, we've got a few Canadian locals, which is great. Alexander says, I could never imagine Los Angeles without 24 and 25. Yeah, there you go. Michael says, he was in alert and all through the Arctic. Fantastic. And he says, you're most honoured. I've been flying DC-3s in and out of Yellowknife for ages and never seen Tower online. Oh, excellent. That is good. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, no, Andy's been big on the piston aircraft, so excellent, excellent. So are they online, are they? Let's have a look. I can't quite see on my end, but yeah. So I would have expected, obviously, that what they haven't modelled yet is the whole status page, the ECAM warnings. We would definitely get an ECAM warning to warn us of that. Let's jump into the outside. I'm just curious. No, so they've although the system's modelled on the systems page, the actual spoilers still work, which they wouldn't, obviously, in this context. But there you go. So that's what the hydraulics page would look like with one system down. Yeah, let's turn that back on. So P2U1 will pre-pressurise it. Flying 53, thank you for your 100 knot donation, really appreciate it. Flying 53 says good to be airborne again. Yeah, I agree. It is great to be back in the air on the channel. Just turn on that pump as well. There we go, back to normal. Get rid of that. Yeah, thank you, Flying 53. Really appreciate it, and I hope you're doing very well. Thanks for supporting the channel. Very kind, Flying 53, and I hope you're doing very well. Yeah, it is very good to be airborne. It's been a little while. Thank you all for coming out to join us today. 300 of you watching along. Yeah, fantastic. If you are enjoying, do please hit the like button. It makes a massive difference. But yeah, great to see you here. Turbulence is calm enough. Seatbelt sign off. Guaranteed to restart the turbulence, but gotta give our passengers a chance. Giuseppe Gaming, Twinfinite, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. You are a little bit late, but no problem at all. Still got plenty of time to go. Eagle Chew, yeah, if you have to go to bed, please do. Thanks for coming along. Really appreciate it. I'm using the experimental build, Unicorn. Yeah, experimental build. Andrew says, would we get an ECAM with that hydraulic offline? Yeah, we would absolutely get a lot of ECAM. Yeah, it's only one hydraulic system, but it would still certainly warn you. And there'd be a status page that would show us some of the systems that we've lost. But yeah, thank you very much, Flying 53, for that very kind donation. And thanks for those subscriptions. Centre is online as well, are they? Oh, I'm not seeing it. I've got CZEG Centre. Is that the centre you guys are talking about? See if they contact us. Kodeko says, any sign of real life flying? Not much, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah. Not much. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm obviously talking from a UK perspective, so it's different all over the world. But yeah, in the UK, still, yeah, well, things seem to be going nowhere, which is not much fun. No. Unicorn says, I was wondering, could you recommend it or should we still go with stable? I'm quite happy with the development build. Yeah, I would say the stable is a bit far out of date these days, so I tend to use the developmental. I used to always stick on the stable, but yeah. Crozer says, even if the plane is completely without power and hydraulics and fully dead stick, it still flies fine with controls, just lose auto trim. Yeah, losing all hydraulics wouldn't be good. If you lost all hydraulics, you'd lose all of the flight controls and the stabilizer, so you'd have to be flying around. You'd have no flaps. You can still get the gear down, and you can still fly using the engines. No doubt, no doubt. So you can do it, absolutely. But yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal. Donald Hoskin says, time for 320 Sim pilots to just move to this full time and get YouTube rich and famous. Well, I don't know about that. But yeah, I don't know if we could ever make this into a true full-time thing. It would be yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm hoping it won't come to that. But we shall see. Yeah, we shall see. Giuseppe Gaming says development build is definitely best. Experimental is actually outdated now. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I would say stick with the developmental. Brandon says, sorry for repeating. Was watching an Airbus takeoff vid and the pilot flying called out S plus increasing flaps 0 after takeoff. What does that mean? Aha. So what they're saying is you'll have seen there's the green F and the green S on the speed tape after takeoff when you have the flaps out. So by the time you'll go from whatever flap setting, so 3 or flap 2 to flap 1 when you're above the green F. So 3 or 2, both of those go straight to 1. And then when you're above the green S, you can put the flaps to 0. So you're putting them to 0 when you're above the S, even though your minimum clean speed target is the green dot speed, which is faster than where you are. So it's done like that on purpose. the reason is, well, the reason for calling out speed S plus increasing flap 0 is that what they're saying is that you don't want to go above that green S and then maybe there's a bit of turbulence and the speed starts reducing and then you bring in the flaps while the speed's reducing. That would not be ideal. Now the Airbus will actually lock the slats out if it thinks there's an issue if you go too close to VLS, but we avoid it by making sure that the speed is actually on the way up as we retract the flaps. So that's why they say that. Not all airlines would make sure you say that, though. I haven't heard that SOP before, but yeah, S plus increasing flap 0, which makes sense. Yeah, a video about hydraulic failure would be good, Victor Tango. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. Kadeka says, I still think a video from you about all these speeds would be useful. Okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah. I've talked about it in different videos, but I suppose there's no actual sort of reference video. Downsides for the developmental builds are that, you know, there's just a risk of things breaking in it a bit more. But the stable build has the same risks. I think those risks are reduced these days because it's now a separate build. So when they fiddle with the 320, it doesn't ruin the fly-by-wire one, which is such a relief. Yeah. I mean, frankly, there's just absolutely no reason anybody should be flying around in the default 320. No reason at all. This is just so it's on a different level in every way. Yeah. You're welcome, Brennan. Autoland is there already. Yeah, Autoland is there. Sorry guys, I was just away again for a second. I do apologise. Yep, you can Autoland. I'm not sure if it's fully Cat 3 standard or not. We'll have to do some experiments. But yeah, they did add it in the development. Yep, it does do a very good job. Sensor just popped on. Okay, let's have a look. Let me check my little map. Let's see if I can get my head around where I'm supposed to be. For the first time ever, I'll have to zoom over to another part of the world. Oh yeah, there is the whole north centre, and there's a whole queue of us. And there's Yellowknife, which has tower. Excellent, 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 excellent. So that looks like they are possibly using the north runway. And there's the centre. 13575, that's a nice message. 13575, we will do voice, of course. Centre Air Canada 277, flight level 390 to Yankee Oscar Juliet.
And 1792 identified, flight level 390.
There we go. Right. That's the problem with the...
to Mach 0.76, please.
That's the problem with the...
Reducing Mach 0.76.
the Logitech panel. I really like my Logitech radio panel, but it doesn't do
Canada,
the third decimal place. And that there, it had me on 135755, not 750.
What approach you're going to want later.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Canada 248, same for you. ATIS is Mike, runway 16.
16, excellent.
Runway 16, Air Canada 248.
They're giving out this information nice and early. Centre, good afternoon, Canada 277, flight level 390 to Yankee Oscar Juliet.
Canada 277, Edmonton Center, hello to you. Squawk 5216, 5216, ident please.
Squawk 5216, Wilco, Air Canada 277. Right, 5216, 5216. Thank you for those subscriptions. And they want an ident, please work. I don't know if that works.
Canada 277, you're identified.
Hey.
Maintain a Mach of 0.79, please.
Mach 0.79, Air Canada 277, we'll go. Okay, 79 it is. We can do that. We are doing 78. If that turbulence picks up, we'll have to tell him that no.
Canada 277, the runway
There we
Yellowknife is 16. The ATIS is currently Mike. Landing 16 is going to require a backtrack, so I'm going to need to build some miles in trail for all of you in order to make this work. Hence the need for spacing.
Great, thank you. We'll get information, Mike, and that's copied. Thanks for your help, Air Canada 277. Very good. That should be the sort of thing they're ready for. It's what it sounds like they are. These controllers are all over it. So let us grab the... No. Let's grab the ATIS. Yeah, thank you for those subscriptions. Apologies if I've missed anything. No, subscriptions, yeah, really appreciate it. Streamlabs didn't used to do it, so it's such proper order. Crozar says, just 100 nautical miles from Yankee Oscar Juliet in Maine, Microsoft Flight Simulator server, a bit ahead of you. No way. I did not know that. So we're going to go right over the homeland, as it were. Right, see what I said. F, arrival, send. Dave says, sorry I'm late. I had my first mini holiday in 18 months. No flying, but plenty to watch as we passed Heathrow each way. Excellent, Dave. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And no worries at all about being late. I knew it wasn't... Well, actually, I didn't know it'd be quite such a nice day in the UK when I planned this stream, I must confess. But still, I'm not going to complain. We did all of our streams in nice weather last year, so we're used to sitting inside in the sun. Or avoiding the sun. Right, there's that ATIS. Let's have a look at what's going on in Yellowknife. Yellowknife is in Mike, so wind is 108. Yet they're using 16. Yeah, I was expecting to not use... No, 16 would make sense actually. 60 degrees off here from the right. Fuel 11,000. Temperature 9. Oh, it's a bit cold. 2997. RNAV or VOR for 10 and 16. Great. So, let's get that set up. Now, I don't know if any of these are going to work. So I'm going to go for the VOR 16. Any advice? Yeah, it's YZF. Okay, let's go to flight plan. Pretty straightforward by the YZF. So, let me just sort out my charts to show you guys properly. There's no star charts. And runway 16 VOR or RNAV. So I would do the RNAV obviously, but I think we're going to use the VOR. Anything shocking about the VOR? Let's have a look at the chart altogether. So here you go, 2,200 feet platform. Airfield elevation is pretty reasonable. 675. Ooh, that's a low platform. That's a very short final. Yeah, 4.6 mile final. So you want to be fully configured before you start down that, and that's for sure. So we'll go gear down, flat 3, and I think I'll even... Oh, we'll do flat 4 as soon as we start down, just like we normally would. 3-degree approach, so that's absolutely fine. On an inbound course of 154, that's all good. Using the Yankee Zulu Foxtrot VOR with a co-located DME. Yeah, that's all fine. 2,200 feet MSA, so we'll be at 2,200 feet at the MSA, and then we'll start down with the procedure. Should be nice. Looks like it's relatively in line with the runway. We'll have to do a bit of a left-right onto the centre line, perhaps, so we'll do that a bit in advance. And does it have PAPIs? Yeah, it should have PAPIs. 1280 minima, it's all fine. Pretty high, actually. But the clouds were no problem at all. Missed approach, climbs to 2,200 feet on the radial 154, then a right turn to the Yankee Zulu Foxtrot. So, yeah, hacking around. Okay, that all seems pretty reasonable. So we got that pinned. I'm just going to pin the RNAV and then anyone in front, in case of the RNAV Zulu, that would be the easiest. We could just press app. I mean, I can just press final app on this one, but I really don't know if it's going to work. So I'm going to do it in track FPA, unless anyone knows, do the normal approaches work yet? I haven't seen them for a while. So yeah, we'll probably just do it like we did into Grenoble, where we slowed down and did it properly. It's a bit more involved, but it works out nicely for probably for the stream for you guys. Potato, I don't know if there's a way to change where it installs to. I don't remember, to be honest with you, if it asked when I installed it. Donald would like another mimosa, but Donald was late, yeah. So maybe we're out of stock, Donald. Maybe that's why you haven't had any. Is that a contrail? Do you think that's supposed to be some other traffic? That would be amazing if that finally happens. The things we've been waiting for in this simulator, eh? It does look like some traffic down there to me.
Edmund Center, Manta 256, inbound Yankee Oscar Juliet, flight level 330.
330. I wonder, let's have a look at that map again. RNAV approach doesn't work in dev version. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
Aircraft calling center, say again your call sign slowly, please.
Manta.
Manta 256. Manta, alright, thank you very much. Manta 256, hello to you.
The controllers are so nice about it.
Squawk 5361.
So there's Manta 256. Yeah, so down there, that's the Air Canada 248.
5361 and ident Manta 256.
Yeah. 248, sorry. Was that the Air Canada we had a run in with earlier? No, that wasn't. Nope. We've outpaced that. Yeah, the Air Canada 17 and 92 that we had our run in with on the ground. So I would imagine we're overtaking that lower traffic. They're at 330.
256 identified at flight level 330.
That's great hearing the Manta.
Mike, runway is 16.
Excellent. And that's nice of the controllers to let us do it.
We'll get Mike and expect runway 16, Manta 256.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, and there's I've forgotten the call sign.
The 663, we can work this way. I can voice to you, you can text back to me. Squawk 5203, 5203, and ident.
And then we're going to head into Yellowknife. Sorry guys, I'm forgot I'm streaming there. I was just looking around at the VAT map. So yeah, that is another Air Canada. So that's great. We've got contrails from other traffic on that sim. Can't complain about that. That's great.
It's identified at flight level 390. ATIS is Mike.
Ed says, how are you getting on with the Thrustmaster add-on pack? I saw that you finally found one. Is it any good? Sorry if this was asked earlier. No. Is it any good? I'm making my preview not preview. I'm making my sort of first impressions video on it at the moment. I thought I'd had that out by now, to be honest.
663, can you do better than 0.76?
It is. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's missing a few features I'd have liked it to have had, I must confess.
WestJet 663, thank you very much.
It's nice having a separate gear switch, but it's hard to ignore the fact that just like the engine master switches, it's just a little metal rocker switch that just not rocker switch, like one of those flick switches. That's all it is, with a big plastic handle on it. I mean, that's fine. The auto brake rotary dial confused me a lot at first.
663, it's runway 16.
Because we don't have that on the 320. Might work nicely for the 380 when it comes. So maybe that's why they added it. However, what I have found is that it does actually work quite well. If I want to set medium auto brake, there you go, medium auto brake's on. I can do it with the rotary switch. That's fine.
Canada 248 Edmonton.
Now the rudder trim is exciting because that is going to be great for engine failure practice. So engine failures after takeoff, which we have already done a video on, sadly. So yeah, I may have to try and do maybe I could do a live action sort of overlay of the rudder trim. So that's nice to have. Things I do really like about it: having a flat lever is great, and it has detents. The parking brake is great. It has nice twisty action, so it does feel like that. Well, it doesn't feel quite like the real parking brake, because the real parking brake you pull up and turn to the right, but it's the right shape, just in miniature, so that's good fun. So I like that, and I absolutely love having a speed brake lever. I just wish it could, and I know there is a way to mod it, but I'll do it from the perspective of someone just buying it like I have. that yeah, I wish the speed brake lever could be armed. I get that that's a bit complicated, but I know Thrustmaster, you know, they did the Warthog. They've done all sorts of clever switches. So I have no doubt they could have done it. They obviously decided it was not worth the cost or whatever. So yeah, I think it's good. I do actually think it's quite fun. When I got it out of the box, I was a bit concerned because there were detents in the speed brake lever, which was no good at all. I did not like that. But luckily, just like in the thrust levers, you can remove the detents. So I've got no detents on the speed brake, and I've got all the flap detents on the flap lever. It's good. I like it. I'm going to have to do some fiddling with the other aircraft though, to make sure it works properly. I like that it all matches as well. It's all the right colour, which is quite good fun.
Yeah,
so
248. They're
yeah,
Edmonton Centre.
hard to complain too much, definitely. Did I actually say chemtrails? Did I?
Air Canada 277 Edmonton.
Go ahead. Canada 277.
Air Canada 277, I need a further speed reduction, please. 0.74.
Decimal 74, Air Canada 277. If he says any slower, we'll ask him to descend just because of that turbulence. I don't want to be sitting slow, then go into turbulence, and then lose all of that energy. Yeah. We are getting there though, so let us finish with the setup then. So RNAV doesn't work, that's confirmed, so we will make it work for ourselves. Listerman says removable detents. How future is that? Yeah, so you can remove the detents. Yeah. Giuseppe says PMDG just released the picture of the cargo liveries of the DC-6. I'm going to be so happy when it releases. So Giuseppe, can you confirm a release date for that? Giuseppe's our flight simulator news guru, definitely. So yeah, you let us know, Giuseppe,
Canada
if there is
1792. Maintain a Mach at 0.74, please.
Maintain Mach 0.74, Canada 1792.
Simon C says, do you have to lift up the plate on the flap lever like in the real aircraft, or is it just another normal lever? Sadly, Simon, the flap lever is just another normal lever.
256 it is.
Yeah,
maintain
it's
a
just
Mach
another.
speed of
So
0.74.
it has the lever, the little lift up bit, and it feels the right
0.74
shape just about. The funny thing about the flap lever as well is that the flap lever on this add-on set, and those of you watching now, you're going to see this all repeated in my video. Yeah, the flap lever. The travel is probably not far off the travel on the real one. You know, it travels not very far, just this little bit of range. Same with the speed brake. The thrust levers obviously have a bigger range.
Manta 256, could
So
we descend to flight level 310?
That is a possibility. Or it's just a funny thing of note that is actually pretty representative. It's a shame just the little lever should be a bit bigger. Really, it's quite a big lever in real life. They've said just June. Thanks, Giuseppe. Okay, just June. Okay, so it could be soon.
256, descend flight level 310. 310, Manta 256.
CYZF. Any TCAS working for us? Not there. Not there.
WestJet 663, planning the RNAV Zulu runway 16. Let me know when you're able to go direct the intermediate approach fix.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks for coming along. Glad you enjoy the videos. John says, I'm disappointed you can't arm the spoilers. It's not a deal breaker though, I still want. Yeah, not arming spoilers. I know some people have mapped it to one of these buttons you can press, as you probably know. So some people have mapped it to that. Lucky guy, thanks for your subscription. Yeah, so you can map it to one of those buttons. You can't press these in the real airplane. So that's an alternative. I've so far just been sort of looking down and doing it the old way. So if I can find a way to do that, that would be nice. Okay, Giuseppe says it's definitely in late testing since testers have been posting screenshots for days now, making everyone envious. Yeah, that's always the way with these new releases. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I've been completely out of the loop with that one actually. Andy says, have pledged to never get Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I have to say that DC-6 looks so juicy. Yeah, well, you know, the DC-6, and it's going to look great in Microsoft Flight Simulator with the scenery, Andy. It's hard to deny that. Certainly, with the default scenery, so you can take it anywhere you want. Gabriel says, looking forward to seeing 320 pilot do some VOR to VOR flights, old school style. Yeah, we've done it before, and we'll be doing it again. No doubt about it.
If you really want to try a Yankee, we can hold on for a little while longer. I'll give you plenty of time
Oh, the
to
Yankee. What's
change
different
to
about
the
that?
Zulu if we need it.
Oh, I see. The
Alright, no
Zulu's a bit
problem.
longer.
Let me know. West 163.
Thanks for the offer.
They're making it work out for us. That's great. So yeah, VOR16. Right, let me just set that up. I won't show you guys the chart again. So flight plan we've done. We've put in the VOR16. Actually, sorry guys, I know I'm jumping around a lot. Let's go plan. Let's zoom in. Let's just make sure it's pretty reasonable. So scroll through. Not entirely convinced. We might have to take over from this. That wants us to go through. We should do a hold. That user waypoint isn't there as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that's a bit of an odd one. Johannes B. Johannes B. I've missed that donation. Did it just show through? I do apologise.
Canada 2480 on frequency.
Yeah, I do apologise to Johannes B. But yeah, thank you so much for your $12.23 donation. Really appreciate it. Johannes B says, have a good rest of the flight. We'll have to mute your stream in a second so I can concentrate on ATC. I'm so sorry, Johannes.
Good morning. Empress 33 Yankee, flight level 350.
I didn't receive your message in time. It seems to have come through a bit late. But yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the channel so much. Thank you for that very kind $12.23 donation. And yeah, I hope you're flying along, doing well now. Even if you're not listening anymore. So apologies. I'll try and remember next time you're on stream. Yeah, I do apologise. I'm not sure why. Streamlab seems to be all over it with some things today, and then it's missed out on a few. Richard V's been refusing to get Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 yet. Piano Learner, good to see you. Thanks for coming along. See you next time. Right, so to show you the charts. Here we go. There you go. So you can see that we're supposed to go to the Yankee Zulu Foxtrot, then go outbound, fly a procedure turn off to that side. So I can see roughly where it's got that from. But we're supposed to fly it outbound out to... It's not very clear, is it? FF16, looks like to me. So that's 5.2 miles. Then do a procedure turn out to background and in. So that might be what we end up doing unless we get radar vectored. So we'll go out. Let's come up with a plan here. Let's go to 5.2 and then we'll give ourselves a bit of extra room. So I'll go to, well, we're within the MSA up to 25. So I'll go to 5.2, 6.2, 7.2. Actually, I want to give myself a long final, but I don't want to mess up air traffic control. So
Empress 33 Yankee, you're
if we go
identified
outbound
at 350.
at 5.2. Let's go outbound at 7.2. Give ourselves 2 miles. Then we'll do a right 019 all in track and get down to 2,200 feet. Slow down, come back in at 199, and then intercept that inbound 154.
Let me know when you're back.
Which we'll do with track. Hopefully that works. Need to account for the winds, but obviously not when we're using track, but just be ready for it. And then we're going to turn inbound,
Empress 33
fully configure, and then 5.2 is our descent point, so we'll descend. We'll slow right down, fully configure by 5.2, so that means at
Empress 33 Yankee.
Well, basically at 10.2 we need to be at least flat 1.
This time, if you catch
So
up to the others, I
flat
might slow
2
you down, but so
as
far
we come
so
around
good.
and intercept at least, gear down, flat 3,
Alright, Wilco, Empress 33
and
Yankee.
then at 5.5 we'll pull the FBA to 3 degrees. So that's at 5.5 miles. We'll go flat full and pull the 3 degrees, and down we go. All based on the DME. The runway is at 0.6 DME, so we're a little bit closer than that makes it look. But we'll have the progress page up, and hopefully we'll be visual out the windows. 1280 minima. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. Certified Dynamite, thanks so much for your, is that Czech 277 CZK? I think that's Czech donation. That's very generous. Thanks so much, Certified Dynamite. Really appreciate it. Certified Dynamite says, thanks for your streams. I learn something new every time. That's great. I'm really glad to hear it. And thank you so much for coming along today. Thank you for taking the time to watch along, and really appreciate that donation. Very kind, Certified Dynamite. Yeah, thank you so much. So that is, yeah, check Corona. I thought so. Yeah, thanks so much, Certified Dynamite. Really appreciate it, and I hope you're doing very well. And thanks for your kind donation towards the channel. Very kind. You guys are always far too generous. Big Tango says, I can't stand the UI of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it takes too much juice out of my PC. Yeah, it can be a bit heavy on some systems, definitely. Gabriel says, Captain, quick doubts. Terrain on ND stays on even while in cruise. What are the rules? Yeah, I would, because you put it to arc, and normally you could just you'll see green or you'll see the water, so it just gives you a bit of situational awareness. Press airport and show up as well. So yeah, terrain would stay on unless you were using the radar really. But yeah, thank you again, Certified Dynamite, for your donation. Very kind. Right, let us finish up. So that's a bit of a plan for the VOR. We've got that in there. The go around, we go outbound out to. Let's just check I get the distance right, just in case we have to do a go around. We climb to 2,200, then a right turn back to hold. That's what we have to do. So back to the YZF. If we have to do manual holds today, that would be quite stressful for the stream, but it is possible. And yeah, we are going to. We're losing fuel. That fuel's really gone down. Yeah, it says 4.6. So none of this. There we go.
663 on frequency.
Must have been lagging out a bit there. Radnad then. Let's tune up that VOR. So we're going to use the Yankee Zulu Foxtrots. So hope it tunes the right one. 1155. There it is. Oh no, Yankee Zulu Foxtrot. Put it on both sides. Inbound course 154. Now they've got the needles and so on in the right place, so I'm quite excited about this. I'm just going to write this out. 154 degrees, so we're going to go outbound on the 334. And then our final fix is going to be at a DME of 5.2 nautical miles. Good stuff, right. So that's all in there. Do we have fixed info yet? That would be... No, sadly not. Getting too ahead of ourselves. So progress page here, we're going to put CYZF, put the runway threshold in, because the DME won't be quite right on the VOR. It won't lead us to the threshold. Performance time. We're getting lots and lots of those notifications. Unusual this time. But yeah, thanks Laurie for your subscription. Really appreciate it. Right, QNH of 2997. Does that work? It does automatically. That's a relief. Well, I was going to change a few things around. Excellent. 100 at 8. Thank you for your subscriptions. I do apologise if I miss it.
We're back in the cockpit.
Temperature of 9. Yeah, it is chilly.
What's that? 163.
Transition, altitude.
Wow.
Well, it should be the level. Is it on the ATIS? Altimeter, IFR approach, or on 16. No, they haven't written it. Is it the same? Is it going to be 18,000 feet or something like that? There's Laurie, yeah. Excellent.
Edmonton Center, Air Canada 1792. We're going to be disconnecting. Everyone have a great flight, and thanks for controlling. See ya.
No, 1792. Too bad you have to go. Bye for now.
See ya.
Oh, who's gone? Was that the controller gone? I hope not. Don't think so. But yeah, great to have the whoever that was flying along. Yeah, so we'll do it with 18,000 again. And said, FO's not here. Yeah, the FO's asleep somewhere, Brandon. Yeah, sadly, she's not realised. See you later, Laurie. Thanks for coming along. And let's put in our minima. It's taking our time to get through this. This is terrible. 1280. There we go. 1280. It's in. Flat full landing. Going altitude 2,200, which is conveniently the altitude to start the next approach. Right, I think we're there. Fuel, radnav, progress, perf, fuel prediction, loads of fuel, secondary not available. Okay, good stuff. So that is all set up. I'm going to display the VOR, and we'll have another VOR2 over there. There we go. So let's just check all these pages. No, that course bar is just sort of set in the middle. We may have to do it with the needles. In fact, why isn't the needle? Oh, we're out of range. Good, I was going to say. Yeah, good. No, hopefully that needle will return. They've done a great job. Okay, auto brake. Yeah, let's pick up that next part, which is going to be luckily just one chart for landing after landing. So 16 is a nice long runway actually. It's 7,500 feet. That's pretty serious. That is pretty serious. So, well, let's make sure I'm getting this right. $2,200 meters. Okay, just making sure. So we're landing in. It does require a backtrack. In fact, that makes it easy. If you're going to backtrack somewhere, you don't want to use low auto brake and roll to the end of the runway because you've got to do the whole backtrack. Unless you're not allowed. Let's just check. Are we allowed to? It's 150 feet. Which is 45 meters. It's 45 meter wide runway, so we can do a 180-degree turn on the runway unless there's some local rule that says we can't. Now, we know already in Flight Simulator land, most airports or VAT sims aren't too fussy about that. So the reason you might not be able to backtrack on the runway is just if they don't want you messing up the tarmac. But anyway, we're going to say we can. So our easy choice, flat fall, and then medium auto brake. There it is, all done through the hardware. I do like that. We're going to do that in order to make sure we can stop as quickly or as reasonably as possible and then turn around and get off the runway for the next person. Yeah, okay, that's working out nicely. We're getting close to our descent point. Thank you for your subscriptions, those of you. Loads of them showing up. No reason, sounds like the computer wants to do a restart. Yeah, I did hear that. Simpilot Day, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, 180, everyone agrees 180. Good stuff. Localizer for runway 161 and 9.5. Subscribers are. No, runway 16 doesn't have anything. It does have a WASP, but I'm totally unprepared for whatever that is. That seems to be part of the Zulu. So that's a different sort of RNAV approach. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, good. Right. The sound of the engines is so soothing, says Gabriel. I couldn't be a pilot, would get sleepy quickly. See, I've never found sleeping in an airplane that easy, even as a passenger, even before I was a pilot. But yeah, that sort of white noise in the background. Is the audio okay, everyone? How's the the audio treating you? Is it pleasant? Thank you for the subscription, Sumya. Sachin says, how different is the A380 cockpit compared to the 320? Very. Yeah. Some things are the same, like the PFD will have loads of the same things, so will the nav display. But just in general, well, it's not that different. The overhead panel will look, formatted similarly. But there are lots of different systems. It's a long-haul aircraft. So yeah, the 350 and 380 I think look more similar, The 330 looks more similar to this than the 380 as well. So this and the 330, you can barely tell them apart. Yeah, that would be the biggest difference. Audio's great, says Gabriel. Excellent. Vix Tango agrees. Great. And thanks to Dougal. Excellent. Dougal's on a headset as well. Excellent. The full experience. Groza has the older chart. Yeah, I can't find a localizer here. Maybe once upon a time they had a localizer approach onto 1.6. A few of you trying to uninstall Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. It's hard. Danny says, sound is great, way better than when I'm seated over the wing. Excellent. Lauren V says, I had to sleep on my side. Can't sleep in a regular seat. Got yelled at for laying down on 2 seats as on a nearly empty overnight train. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. Overnight train, that's pretty tough. Alright, let's get a bit more of that wing view.
Let's get 663. When you're ready, you can descend down to 5,000 feet.
Oh, there's the WestJet. They're the first in the queue.
Altimeter 2996.
Let's do a refresh. Let's just see how the orders are working out. So yeah, oh, that controller's done a great job building some good space between us. So we've got the Manta behind us. Ah, we lost the Air Canada who ran into us earlier. Oh, that's a shame. So, yep, Lauren V's catching up. And then we've got the Jazz 3318 going out there as well. Excellent news. And there's someone coming in from another side in a WestJet 163. Excellent. Where's that come from? That's come from Edmonton. Oh, we've
Manta
done
256.
quite a long
Edmonton.
flight here. And there's the Manta 256 behind us.
256, go ahead. Yeah, your speed restriction is cancelled. Thanks for your help. Speed restriction cancelled, Manta 256.
So we're about to go over Buffalo Lake. We'll be down on the right hand side. It's exciting. Then we're going to go right over Hay River. Ah, this is great. This is like, I feel like a complete tourist now. This is good fun. So we're going to go straight over
WestJet 663.
Buffalo Lake.
What is the best airspeed you can provide after transition in your descent?
We're catching up with the WestJet 663, which is a 320 NEO. So yeah, they should be able to outpace us. But yeah, excellent. So we're going to go right over Hay River, Buffalo River, Great Slave Lake, past Resolution Bay and into Yellowknife. My goodness. I mean, the amount of times I've seen this on that show.
WestJet 663, I gave you a descent clearance to 5,000 feet. So descend 5,000, I can see.
Harry says Yellowknife, never knew there was anywhere more northern than
altimeter
Newcastle. There you go.
2996. What
This is the
airspeed are you
development,
going to
which
be
is the
able
most
to
recent version,
maintain in
indeed.
transition?
So that is the WestJet in front. So we've got centre, and then we're going to have a tower. Yeah, we'll have to get the new 80s in a second as well.
WestJet 663, roger. I'm planning the RNAV Zulu. Your direct Alero at this time.
Thanks for your subscriptions.
Maintain 200 knots or greater
Kevin.
after transition. Thank you.
Madflyer says, Hay River is a beautiful town. Loaded lots of fuel out of there. Excellent. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Andy, yeah, Hay River. And here we go. So we're doing that route. We're doing the Buffalo Hay River route. And I know that, or you remember from the, what have I done there? Oh, anyway. Those of you who watch Ice Pilots will remember the strain for some of the new cadets, the rampies, as they had to work from Hay River. If they weren't in the right base of Yellowknife, they'd miss out on the promotions, it seems. It's a possibility anyway. Victor Tango, dinner time. No worries, it's my fault, Victor. I always put the wrong time. But barbecue time tonight. Excellent. Enjoy that, Victor Tango. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you another time.
Air Canada 277, Edmonton Center.
Go ahead, Air Canada 277.
Air Canada 277, when ready, you can descend down to 5,000 feet. The altimeter is 2996. In transition, no faster than 290. You're 30 miles in trail now, which I think is going to work out really well if we can maintain it. Your current airspeed is good until you begin your descent, and it's the RNAV Zulu.
Okay, thank you. So we're clear to descend to 5,000 feet on QNH 29906. We'll do 290 knots on transition, and we're requesting the VOR for runway 16, Air Canada 277. Oh, should I have told him that earlier? I wonder if that's going to make a mess for the separation. I hope not. We could always take ourselves visually downwind. I think the weather's good enough. Let's get the ATIS and then we'll offer that.
Air Canada 277, alright, it'll be vectors to the VOR, and I think the weather would support a visual approach too, so you can tuck that in the back of your pocket.
Thanks very much. Vectors for the VOR, and yeah, if it's going to be too difficult or cause spacing problems, we're quite happy with the visual Air Canada 277. Thanks. Good stuff. that controller's all over it. Excellent. So let's get the new ATIS. We'll send off for that. Right, yeah, visual plan. So that does happen
Air
when...
Canada 277, well, I don't see a problem with the VOR since we'll use the vectors to manage the spacing.
Okay, great. We'll keep that as plan A then. Thanks, Air Canada 277. Good. So VOR is my favourite just because without the fixed info page, it's hard for us to build up a nice picture. We can still do it, no doubt. We would just extend the centerline out. I would clear out the VOR or leave the VOR in, actually, to be honest. And then just fly down to 2,200 feet and start our descent at 5.4 on the you know, it's basically the same thing, but go out to maybe a 7-mile range from the VOR, get ourselves onto the centerline. So keeping the same gates basically for the visual. But if we get radar vectored round, then cleared to intercept, that's great. So I didn't know we had the radar controller there, so that's going to really make it quite pleasant. So that's a bit of a plan for the visual. We'll put 5,000 feet in now because we are clear to descend. 5,000 feet. It's 0.75 we're doing. What I'm going to do is, does it work yet? So we were told 290 knots for the descent. It still doesn't work. It's a shame because in this area you can actually type in, you could pre-select it, but normally you can type in this managed speed you want to use. So I could put in 0.75/290 and it would convert it all for you. It's very clever. How are we doing for distance? Just passing 120 miles, 39,000 feet, basically a crosswind. I wonder if that speed select is going to work. I don't usually use the pre-select like that. So let's do 5,000 feet and let's start our descent now. Just go with 500 feet per minute for now. Just check everything's working. Speed, vertical speed 500s. That's 290. No, that's no good. That's no good. It's converted straight away. That's, yeah, that I've never seen that before. I don't think that's remotely right. So there we go, 0.75, and we'll work it from here. So let's set the QNH. It's going to be on 299.6. Well, I'll do that and we'll just redo that later. We got the latest ATIS, hopefully. Print, please. So that's still Mike, actually. Or is that what we had anyway? I'm not sure. Thanks for your subscription, Cloud Viper. Appreciate it. That is very good, ATC, Dougal. Yeah, I agree. They're looking out for us. It's good. The Harmony soft go around is in my video on the one of the version updates, I think. Yeah.
Manta 256, Edmonton Center.
Manta 256, go ahead.
They're planning RNAV Zulu for runway 16. When ready, you can descend to 5,000 feet. The altimeter is 299.
Maxim says, have you decided to drop part 4 of what is Airbus, which is meant to cover mechanical backup? Yeah, so I remember having trouble getting it to work at the time, which is why I haven't done that video yet. Let me try again, see if the Toliss is currently up to that.
When ready,
yeah, I remember it wasn't quite what I expected. So I'll have another look. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Maxim. Pedro says, amazing how your videos are very helpful.
Aircraft on frequency, Yellowknife, ATIS now, Oscar, altimeter 2994.
2994, okay, excellent. So that would make sense, that would tie in with roughly what Flight Simulator is saying. Let's get the new ATIS. So yeah, no, thanks Maxim, thanks for the reminder, and also thanks for watching those videos, I appreciate it. Thanks for all those subscriptions, Aviation Fan, Christoph, Rafael, appreciate it. So let's see if we can get Oscar to arrive. Yes, print. Okay. Now, Viper, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for your subscription. Do please hit the like button if you're enjoying the video. Haley says, curious to know how often open descent is used. I'd say it's used more often. I mean, yeah, so I'll go... Oh, we'll definitely go into open descent now. So there we go. Thrust side open descent. Yeah, all the time. all the time. So now this will Mach number, it'll do 7.5, and then I'll need to remember to convert it to 290 when we get there. We are on VATSIM, Aditya. Yep, VATSIM today. Yeah, thanks for all the subscriptions. That's loads today, so thank you all for coming along. Please do join the Discord. Yeah, Richard V, absolutely right. Thanks, Richard. Yeah.
What's that 163, Edmonton?
No worries, Maxim. Yeah, glad you like these videos.
Go for it.
So WestJet 163, I don't see any reason why you can't fly the Yankee if you want to. I probably going to have to give you some vectors for traffic closer in, and I can manage the spacing that you will need for that purpose. Is that your preference?
It's no problem. We can switch over to Zulu if it's. I know we have a few aircraft coming in today. I'm just really not sure the exact differences between the Zulu and Yankee. You know that better for me, so I have no issue. It's one button for me. Just switch over, so I can do that right now.
Very honest.
RNAV Yankee approaches are autopilot flown. Usually they require an
Just to
arc
show you guys.
turn, descending to land, to intercept final closer than the Zulus. They are a more precise approach that get
4
you
miles.
closer to the runway when you turn final.
So that's why.
They are a different challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, no problem. We'll take the Zulu. That's fine.
All right, no problem.
So this is a RNP. So that's the RNP they're talking about, the Yankee. It's just got the AR part to it. It's authorization required. So we'd call it an RNP AR. But yeah, because of this turn, which is 4,400 feet to 2,000 feet, brings you out really close in, 4 miles, which is pretty close. 4 mile final descent. Yeah, so that would be it. Interesting. It requires RMP 0.2 there. Yeah, for that minima. Flight Buddy, thank you so much. That's incredibly generous for your $20.71 donation. Really appreciate it, Flight Buddy. I can't see a message. It may be that Streamlabs has got it wrong, but thank you so much. And I don't know what to say. That's really kind. I hope you've been enjoying the stream. I hope you've been enjoying the videos as well. I know there's not been so many recently.
Canada 277, vectors for your approach now. Fly heading of 360.
Vectors for the approach, heading 360, Air Canada 277. 360, there we go. Heading, definitely good stuff. Yeah, thanks so much. Really, really kind of you, Flight Buddy. Very kind, and really, really appreciate the very, very generous donation. If you put a message in, hopefully someone will highlight it to me if I miss it. Yeah, if you want to put a message into the chat. But thanks so much.
Manta 256, proceed from your present position to the intermediate
Google says,
approach.
I told you stuff
the
on approach when I
Zulu.
tried it. Well, we'll see what happens.
Alero,
So
Alpha, Lima,
the other
Echo,
problem is
Romeo.
the Zulu has
Direct
this stuff,
Alejo,
this
Manta
WAS.
256.
But I don't think that's I don't think that changes too much. I think it's more of a procedural thing. But yeah, I've not seen this before. Yeah, that's just my lack of familiarity. There'll be plenty of pilots in the UK who know exactly what that is, but I haven't seen it before. Interesting. Anyway, we know that these don't work for us, so we're going to go for the VOR. And they'll radar vector us. So radar vectoring, just need to be careful. They can't actually they'll need to put us onto the centre line further out than this final fix point. So what we'll have to do is make sure that we are slowed down. I want to be flap 2 on the sort of intercept heading. Flap 2, and then put the gear out 3 miles before. So descending at 5.2, so 8.2, need to be getting that gear out. So do remind me if I missed that. Thanks for the subscriptions. WAS is SBAS, says Icefire. Thanks. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I need to do some more looking up on that. It's funny the small differences out there. Right, there's 280 knots. It's doing 278, so that's actually worked out okay, but we can go to 290, so let's do that. Don't want to waste any time. SB, good to see you. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're doing well. Tom says, do you use
Canada
default nav data?
277, transition at 280 or less, please.
Okay, 280 or less at Canada 277. No problem. 280 or less we will do. Wind is gusting 16, says LJ Force. No, that should be fine. But that is across.
Canada 277, did you turn to a heading of 360?
We have, yes. Assuming that that's a magnetic heading 360.
Oh Oh yes, I only speak magnetic.
I thought so, but yeah, when in doubt. So yeah, we should be heading 360.
Yeah, I have you at least 10 degrees to the right of that. So turn left 10 degrees. Let's try that.
Okay, left 10 degrees. Yeah, we've got a bit of a crosswind from the left, so that won't be helping. So we'll go to heading 350, Air Canada 277. I mean, I'm sure the controller knows.
Ah, of course, that explains everything.
Okay. I'm sure the controller knows that, but...
Can you get a call for Empress 33 Yankee in the last 2 minutes or so? We have a flight Windows audio split.
No, I haven't been trying to reach you yet, but I would have called you soon. We can talk now. Plan the RNAV Zulu.
This controller's great.
16,
They're really...
ready,
this sort of controlling, you know, there's quite a lot going on. We've got a lot of aircraft trying to get in onto non-precision approaches. We're all doing different approaches. And yet this controller is taking it all in their strides, very relaxed. It's making me more relaxed to fly it. It's quite funny that the move of the controller affects so much, because every pilot on the frequency will get that same move. So if it's a stressed out controller, everybody's stressed. It's really, really amazing. So when you have a controller like this who's just taking it calm, it makes life much easier. Yeah, I like it. Thank you again, Flight Buddy, for that really generous donation. And apologies if I missed your message. I'll have a quick look through. Can't see it. JP Audio, I'm doing fine. Thanks for coming along. LJ4 says you have the wrong altimeter set. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep pressing B. It might be wrong. It's the correct one for Flight Simulator, whatever Flight Simulator loaded in.
WestJet 663, fly 220 knots, please. 220 or less.
Jared says Canadian ATCs always like this. They're just the best. There you go. Yeah. Well, I'm enjoying my first experience. Yeah, most certainly. 32, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming along. Just managed to get here. Yeah, just in time. It's all kicking off now. Tom says, sorry to ask again, but do you use the same nav data provided by Microsoft Flight Simulator, or do you use the Navigraph Nav Beta? I am using the Flight Simulator provided data. I will swap over to Navigraph when it's all available. I might try the beta for the next one. Yeah. Right, cloud. It's going to be cold. Yeah, minus 22. Let's get the engine NTIS on now so we don't forget. A wing view. Let me just... You guys need to remind me. I'm starting up Flight Recorder. Can you please remind me on final approach to get Flight Recorder up and running? I'll click here to stay on top and hopefully that will help. Keith says, can you explain when you choose a transition or a via your approach?
Canada 116 Heavy, hello to you. It's Edmonton Center.
The options come up on the MCU, but I don't know how to choose them or what they are, especially transitions. So the transitions are normally automatic. Yeah, like it just loads in. The only reason to do the via is if you want to fly full procedure. So we've got the via the Yankee Zulu Foxtrot, which is the VOR. It's probably a whole video, to be honest. We have gone over Hay River now, and we are pointing right at road. That's us over the lake, pretty much. One more little bit to get over, and then we'll be into Yellowknife Bay. We're going through North Arm in a minute. This is so exciting. If we can get that DC-6 after release, and then we'll maybe go and fly it. Go and fly it over to some of the ice pilot destinations. That would be brilliant fun. Right, let's zoom in. Possibly a bit high here. So constraints, how are we doing? 30 miles. We're at 15,000 feet. So we need 45 miles plus slowing down space. That is 30, 40. We got about 50 miles. So we're actually okay. Wojtek, CYVR, says, thanks for great videos. Thanks, Wojtek. Thanks for your $10 Canadian donation. That's really kind. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming along today. And thank you for that really generous donation. Really, really appreciate it. Very kind of you. I'm glad you've been enjoying the videos. John says, I always forget Flight Recorder 2. Yeah, I can't wait till we get replay put back in it. Jorge says they toned down icing. Yeah, they did. And I like it. It's a lot better. Look at that. That's a normal wing after flying through a layer. The most ice you'd see, you wouldn't see any on the engines because we've got the engine anti-ice on. You'd see a thin, thin, thin white line along the leading edge here. And then we put the wing anti-ice on. It would just break off almost within a few seconds as it heats up. So yeah, Wojtek CVI, we are. Thank you so much for your 10 Canadian donation. You're very welcome. Thanks for supporting the channel so much. Really appreciate it. Right. Yeah, I thought the controller would only work in magnetic because we're not quite far enough north to need the grid navigation. True, I'm hoping. Terrain is looking so blurry. Is turbo cut settings for Xbox? Are the settings cut? Are they for the Xbox? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
WestJet
It's a pretty big
163 for
application.
traffic. Turn left to a heading of 320.
320 for traffic, that's not far out.
WestJet 163, when you're ready, you can
Thanks,
descend
Bruce.
to
Yeah, Bruce got
5,000
some good info on the west there. Yeah,
Altimeter
interesting. Interesting. Thanks, Bruce.
2994.
Maxim says, taking the
Alright,
DC-6
10
to
to 5
Svalbard
now.
in
Keep down
very
and
northern
out.
Norway would be an interesting stream idea. Yeah, that could be good fun. Robert says, have you been doing more flying now in real life, now the UK is opening up? So, the UK hasn't opened up much, sadly, so no. Ooh, a bit of lag there, let's be careful now. Yeah, so, sadly, we can only fly to very few
Canada
places.
277, what's your current airspeed, please?
Currently 280 knots, Air Canada 277.
All right, can you bring it back to 250 for now?
250 knots, Air Canada 277. Easy. 250. But we were doing okay for height. Now we're starting
Actually,
to get
let's
to
make
the
it
high.
even more bold. Let's do 220 knots or less.
220 or less for Air Canada 277. Now that's getting tricky. Why is that getting tricky? Well, 220 or less means we've not got much drag. Luckily, we can still do it. So it's definitely speed brake time. So I get to use the speed brakes. I've talked about this so much since I first started streaming. The amount of times I've forgotten my speed brakes. So to be realistic, we'd only get half speed brake out of the 320. So let's do that.
We're kind of 277. I'll give you a downwind vector and then turn you base when I have sufficient distance from you to the preceding aircraft.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Canada 277. We'll need a about an 8-mile final.
Oh, no worries. You'll have at least that.
Great, thank you. Good, so there we go. So we're just letting the controller know now. There's no point telling them later on when we want our final. So that's just eased my mind now that I'll get the room to configure the airplane properly on the inbound. So that's good. Speed brakes for life, says Gabriel. Yeah, there we go. So... Brianni, good to see you. I was thinking that we haven't seen Brianni for a long time. Brianni says, Captain, my Captain, it's been a while. Glad that I can catch a small part of your stream. All in my board shorts. I can send you a picture of my view now. Don't get jealous. Yeah, go on then, Brianni. Send through where you are. Brianni's been living the life that so many of us love, sitting on, I believe, a Caribbean island right now. Unbelievable. I'm glad you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. And yeah, you can send through the pictures on Discord, and we will be very jealous. I will be very jealous.
Any speed on conversion you want on.
Right, so 10,000 feet. We're going to be passing a beam that's 10 miles away.
Empress 33 Yankee.
I want to be 6,000 feet of
airspeed
beam,
is your
so
discretion.
yeah, we'll keep the speed brake out.
Free speed, Empress 33.
We're only doing, we need to do about 1,300 feet per minute, so we're only doing just over 3 degrees. So yeah, 10,000 feet, let's get the landing lights on. The engine anti-ice does make it worse.
Amanda 256.
It increases the idle point of the engines. So the problem with that is that
Yes,
if those
I'm direct
are
to Lero,
on,
Left
then
256.
you need even more room because your engines don't
Thank
slow
you
down
very
quite
much.
as much, although it doesn't actually happen in most simulators yet. Getting a good view. Love the graphics, as ever.
Empress 33 Yankee.
No
you
snow
can
this
go
time.
direct from your present position to
I'm
the intermediate
assuming in winter it would
approach
be.
fix. It's Lero.
And he's had dinner, excellent.
All right, direct the Lero,
Yeah, it's
Empress
Brianni, you missed
33
it. There was a
Yankee.
Caribbean group flight. Yeah, it was great fun. You have to, well, you'll see it on the channel. If you're not busy scuba diving and living the dream. There's a traffic in front, excellent. Joshua says, so glad you made your way to the Americas. Looking forward to the US streams. Thanks, Joshua. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, well done, Andy. That was good timing. That was very good timing. So I'd like to sequence the flight plan a bit, really, but it's a bit of a moot point in Microsoft Flight Simulator for now. The LNAV is just so far from reality. Let's do a direct FS16. Can we even do that? There it is. Can we do a radial in? So the inbound reciprocal is going to be
Canada
334.
277, turn left heading 330.
Left heading 330 at Canada 277. Okay, we'll do 334. Oh, it doesn't take it. Ah, disaster.
They're kind of 277. I won't assign airspeeds to you any longer, but the slower you go, the fewer miles you're going to track.
Okay, thanks, Air Canada 277. Right, heading 330 we're doing. That's very nice that the controller's being very clear with us there. We'll stay in heading mode, and we'll turn around and do a direct when we're inbound again. Let's run that approach checklist. So that is briefing confirmed, decam status. Did we turn on the hydraulics again? Yes, we did. So that is checked. Seatbelts. Oh yeah, that's why there's a checklist. Seatbelts can come on now. Power F is on 29902. Let's just update that in case. 2994. There it is. Microsoft Flight Simulator did catch up. NVADH is set 1280 and engine mode selector to normal. We may as well slow down then. So let's activate the approach phase. We've got no speed control. Let's manage the speeds.
250
There
knots.
it goes.
250 or less.
700 feet to go. In fact, I don't know why I've been diving down. We've got more than enough room now. Speed brakes coming in. We did remember. Excellent. Speed, vertical speed. And let's go to flat 1. So we go flat 1. There it is. All using the hardware. Great fun. Loving that. That's really good. This is the VOR approach, Adam. VOR today. Gabriel says, speaking of Americas, I'm just wondering, any chance of taking this tricky SBRJ? Yeah, there's loads to try out. We'll have to have a look. We won't do the LS button, Adam, because, yeah, this is the VOR. I don't think final lap works at all, so I'm going to configure as if it doesn't work. And we'll do it all the old school way. I say old school. Selected, it's called selected modes. We're selecting a track, and we're selecting a flight path angle. Barrow F will always be 2992 above 18,000 feet anywhere in the world, just a Microsoft Flight Simulator thing. There we go. Thanks, Joshua. Interesting. Yeah, makes sense as well. Here we come then. This looks a little bit like Sweden. Just a little bit. There's a traffic in front, making their approach. Can't see the airport very clearly. Somewhere over there. Disappearing behind us. Yep, I have the add-on now, Adam. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be doing a little video with that soon. Anything else we need to do? A visual at KDCA is another one. Nice. Special visual at you guys will have to remind me. Yeah, when we were in America. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like this livery. It does look Scandinavian. Yeah, I agree. I suppose it's north, isn't it? North planet Earth. Starts to look like this. There you go, back there. That's the airport. So we've slowed down. We got flat 1 out. There must be somebody following us.
Air Canada 277. You can descend 3,000.
Descend 3,000 feet. Air Canada 277. 3,000 it is. I'm just going to take it really slow. 300 feet per minute. We've got loads of room here.
Actually, you could descend down to 2,200, which is the inbound track altitude.
Descend 2,200. Air Canada 277. Thanks. Okay. 2,200 is in. Canada is all snow and huskies. Yeah, no, there's we've come at the right time of year, clearly. Thank you for those. I think that was subscriptions showing up, I think. Aristocrat, yeah, I did have a look. I haven't installed it yet. The toolbar pushback, just because I've been using this for pushbacks a lot lately. So yeah.
Manta 256, reduce your airspeed to 220 or less, please.
River visual.
220 or less, Manta 256.
At K. River visual at KD. Where was it? I've lost the chat. Where was it written? Ah, Matthew says, hello from YZF Tower. Excellent. Hello. Thanks for controlling. KDCA. There we go.
Canada 277, turn right heading 070.
Riding 070 at Canada 277. 070. Round we go. So we're going to point right on base leg then. 070. Bit annoying we haven't got that extended centre line, but not a problem. We will manage. Let's go to plan. There we are. We are a long way out. We have a massive inbound. VOR showing us at 19 miles away. The VOR is working. Hopefully the needle will show up. Just go to the VOR page. There it is, course 154 with the needles.
Air Canada
Excellent.
277, the airplane short final is about 2 miles back now. I would reduce to your final approach speeds now, and we're all learning how to do this today.
Okay, no problem. Reducing speed, Air Canada 277, thanks. Fine, yeah, if the controller says so, we'll do it. So we've got plenty of fuel, because this is quite fuel intensive to fly around low, down, slow.
Canada
So
277, a
let's go
right turn to a heading of 130 now to intercept the inbound track. You're cleared the VOR. Approach runway 16. You can call the tower anytime now, 118.5.
Right turn heading 130, cleared for the VOR for runway 16 and tower 118.5, Air Canada 277. Thank you so much for your help. It's been, yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for flying.
That's really, really great controlling. So it makes it so stress-free. Absolutely love it. Right, so here we go. Excuses today, bit of a crosswind, and we're in Canada, so we've got plenty of excuses. He said slow down to your final approach speed. I would fully configure. It's tempting to fully configure, but the reality is, if I put the gear out now, we'll burn so much fuel, and it's, look at the speed difference, 10 knots. We're doing 145, which is a
Canada 256,
legitimate final
reduce your
speed.
airspeed to 180
I think
degrees,
we'll
please.
stick with
180
that.
knots.
180 knots, Manta 256.
That's the Manta behind us, I think.
Looks like our traffic
Tower 185. We're now with... Yeah, this AGC does have a new fan, definitely. Right, here's that VOR coming in. I'm going to get rid of the terrain because I'm visual with it. I'm going to go to track FPA. We're going out to 2,200s. 4.1 is a bit steep. And distance out 16.1. So we've got loads of room. So let's wind that right back. We don't need to be going down this fast. Let's do 1 degree. And we're going to go inbound to 154 once we're established on it, really. It's pretty straightforward. Coming in now then, so let's go to 154 and correct from there. So track 154, and then we'll level off at 22. Captain Franz, yeah, I doubt that somehow. Yeah, Lauren V's busy flying along. Brianni says, better check those pictures on the ground before you get to this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I won't be checking now. But though it was sunny here today, Brianni, for once, for the first time. No, Adam says, I'm jealous of your throttle quadrant add-on. Can't find it in stock anywhere. It is hard, but it did just appear on Thrustmaster for a short period of time, and I'm very lucky. I often get a viewer notify me, so that does give me a bit of an edge. So yeah, thank you to those of you who did let me know when it's in stock. Enjoy your dinner, Giuseppe's Gaming. Thanks for coming along. This is where 320 Sim Pilot makes his money, says the Morgan Thomas Show. Anyone can fly, but only the elite can. Oh, well, that's definitely not true. We shall see how this goes. Right, 13.1 miles out. Let's just check that we have the numbers right. Progress page, 12.4. So that ties in. It's about half a mile. Yep, about half a mile closer. That's what we thought. So we're going to get down to 2,200. Let's get down a little bit faster. Let's just level off so we don't mess it up at the last second or make our lives difficult.
Okay, 1233 on departure, contact at the center.
I'm just trying to get left to that 154.
Winds 130 at 11 gust 16.
Yeah, excuses that it's gusting. And we're in Canada. And other excuses. I'm sure we can think of some more. Sure we can. It's not really 11 miles out. I don't want to go too far left, or we'll just be making our life difficult. There's the runway.
Have a good night. Thanks for the traffic.
So we've got to keep an eye on a few things here, which is why it's good to level off in advance. Mash, good to see you. Mash says good to catch the business end of the stream for once. Got a pro contract for a Belgian cycling team. Fantastic. Which I never thought would happen at my age. So spend most of my time training or sleeping. Wow, amazing work, Mash. I hope it goes well. Yeah, pro cycling team. Fantastic. Very good. Well done. And thanks for coming along. Good to see you. Ah, replay. Yes. Well done. Thank you very much. Replay is now recording. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. There's 2,200 feet, which is platform. Next checklist is the landing checklist. So we've got a bit of space. Tower, Air Canada 277, VOR, runway 16, 9 miles. There's that star.
277 Yellowknife Tower, good afternoon. Altimeter is 2994. Continue your approach, traffic is just on the roll now.
Continue approach to 9904, Canada 277, thanks. Very nice controller here as well. So, there we go. Out, track 154. We're coming up to 8 miles, so very shortly we'll put the gear and flap 3 out. And remember, it's at 5.5. We're going to select 3 degrees down. It's definitely not quite, that track isn't quite working. It keeps drifting us off the wrong way, so I'm going to reduce it slightly. We are pretty much visual. Oh, that's some bad turbulence there. That's not good. What is going on? Autopilot's out, so I have control. That was very strange. Strong bit of turbulence there. We're still in out mode, track mode. Let's put the autopilot in. Let's put the gear down and flaps to 3. Try and get us more margin on VLS. And with 2 engines, there's nothing to stop us going to flap full. It's just a limitation. It's not speed bumps.
227. Caution wake turbulence from departing A320. Runway 16, you're clear to land.
Did land runway 16, so Canada 277. Yeah, that was some bad turbulence. Right, so 6.5 miles. Let's go to flat full. Because, yeah, there's nothing to stop you doing it. That track is coming in now. I'm going to get 5.5. We could just go visual, but I'm amusing myself trying to do the full VOR. But yeah, if you're on single engine, you can't go to flat full while level. So if we lost an engine now, the risk is we could actually get it would start descending. So there's 5.5. We're flat full. So I'll just delay just a second and pull. There we go. FPA 3. Seeing the cabin crew. Landing checklist. Cabin is hopefully secured for landing. Auto thrust is in speed mode. Going altitude 2,200 and Eco Memo is landing mode blue. Thanks for the subscription to Colin. Let's check the charts then. So 5.2224 would be 1820. Let's see if that works out. I think we're going to be a bit low probably looking at this. Bit of a tailwind. Oh, not bad actually. 4 miles. There is... We're clear to land already. So there's 4 miles. Just under. Yeah, not bad. So 3 miles, 1,500 feet. So there's the runway. 2 rights, 2 reds. So basically, you know, it's harder work now to fly the VOR than to look out the window. We've got our excuses in. There's our 1,000 feet. We're stable. So let me just remove that. The recorder is on. Thanks, checkpoint. So let's take the autopilot out. Turn off the flight directors. We're in speed mode. And let's just set that inbound course, which I've forgotten exactly what it is actually. So we won't worry too much. And let's visually fly over there. Keeping it. Don't want to descend too fast.
100 above.
It's doing 900 feet per minute, which is fine. There's 2 whites, 2 reds. Don't want to go any slower than that. Sorry, lower than that. Wind is from the left, most noticeably. Now, this is a weird visual picture because of the all those trees. It's a very sensitive pappies. Beautiful, beautiful view, but I wouldn't expect to have the bottom of the runway cut off. I'm not making excuses. I should have definitely tried this approach in advance. I think there's a scenery issue here. These are some seriously tall trees.
300.
This is going to look amazing on the replay. These must be massive. I'll try and keep 3 whites.
Yellowknife Tower, Manta 256, 20 miles.
Bit of turbulence.
Outbound,
I don't know if that's coming off the trees.
For runway
So I need a bit of right rudder on landing. There we go.
100.
2 whites, 2 reds. It's just about alright.
Manta 256.
Manta 256, Yellowknife Tower, good afternoon.
Idle.
20.
Into the flare. Hold it there. Bit of right rudder. There's touchdown. Bit of a skip, but no problem. We got medium auto brake. We'll go max reverse, and we are down. And we did get the replay on that. I don't know how that one worked out, but that was a bit of a strange looking approach. I should have definitely tried that one. There's 70 knots, so we'll go to idle reverse, but we'll keep it in reverse, and we're going to take over with maximum
277, welcome
manual.
to Yellowknife, backtrack 16 to clear on Alpha.
Backtrack 16 to clear on Alpha, Canada 277. Right, yeah, bit of a light skip there, I think. So we're going to backtrack now, keep it at idle reverse. And now I'm going to go to forward idle because otherwise we could lose energy. I wouldn't keep it in the reverse while I'm trying to do this because that's what's going to happen. You've just run out of energy and you don't want to stop. That was the battlefield, was it? That worked out all right. There we go. Minus 70. There we go. It does work out sometimes. That was a very strange visual picture. Very strange. Ooh, bit too much thrust. There we go. Right, let's get ourselves off the runway. We're backtracking to Alpha. Oh, bit too sensitive on the thrust levers there. So Alpha is obviously the only way off. It's going to be a 45-degree off to the right when we get up here. Well, that was amazing fun. Yeah, what a view. There's something up with the trees and those hills, though. That's it would be a steep approach if that was actually how the terrain was. Oil not butter, says Brandon. There you go. Joy says, isn't 70 too soft? Well, again, we never use the numbers we never use in real life. But yeah, those trees were quite something. So I'm glad it worked out. Thanks, Justin. Justin Mercer, thank you. Thanks for coming along and watching. So here we go then. Let's slow it down. Let's get off to the right here. This must be Alpha. It's one of those sort of half-painted runways. But yeah, when you backtrack, if you know that someone's coming in after you, you don't want to be hanging around on the runway forever. So it's quite good to use a bit more brake and get yourself off. Hanzo says, why do engines sound like this? They were just revving a bit there. I was being a bit too liberal with the throttles. You wouldn't normally rev them up that much. There we go, vacated. Let's get the strobe lights and landing lights off. And let's start up the CPU.
277 clear off now. Taxi Bryn by Alpha Bravo, apron your discretion. See ya.
Alpha, Bravo, and then apron at our discretion, Air Canada 277. Thanks for your help. Great, we've had 2 controllers here. It's great fun. So I'm just going to set the parking brake for a second. Let's bring those flaps up. Yes, it all works. We can disarm the spoilers using the little lever on the add-on pack, so that is good news. And just to, I won't show you guys the charts, but Alpha, Bravo's on the right, and then we're just going to choose somewhere to park. Right, let's do it. Paola says, Wington Canada's a good series. There you go, another one. Brianni says, now that you're safe, I can recommend you look at the pics. I will, Brianni. Yeah, Brianni's going to be making me very jealous. So yeah, so the thrust lever add-ons are a little bit, sorry, the thrust levers themselves are a little bit sensitive on the opposite back. Henzo, no, I use the fly-by-wire mod. Those sounds are the work of many excellent, talented coders, artists. But yeah, so Boris, I know in particular, has worked on them. A speed restriction on the runway, it depends on the airline backpack. You don't want to be going more than sort of, well, 30 knots is normally the straight line speed. On a runway, you could probably go a little bit faster than that, but I wouldn't go much faster because it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable. And also, you risk setting off some of the systems. You don't want the, you know, spoilers to start waking up or anything like that. John Lang, so Canada, excellent. Yeah, so which one is the Buffalo hangar? Is it the one down here? I'm going to guess, I think it's down here. So let's go there for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is custom airport. This is on flightsim.to. Someone's very kindly made a Yellowknife, so it looks great, doesn't it? Yeah, I really like it. I do recognise that format of the tower over there. We will get some replays soon, guys. In fact, that reminds me, we would normally do all these things, but I'm going to actually put the flaps back out because we need that. Oh, not that view. We need that for the landing replay, of course. Joshua E, I'm glad you enjoyed it. No problem. This looks like the Buffalo one to me. There's a Hercules back there, so yeah, this feels appropriate. You can get aeroplanes that will, like proper local airplanes, but I didn't download the extra pack for that. Pearl UK, good to see you. Surprised you didn't use Air Canada Retro. Yeah, AC445 has done an excellent Air Canada Retro livery, which we will use soon, no doubt. I think this is it. I think these 2. Is that right?
256.
Right, we'll just stop here. We'll let the rampies come and take the airplane and wash it off and everything.
Cleared to land runway 16 and expect to backtrack Manta 256.
There's someone else on final, someone over there, but what we sadly won't have time, so what we'll do, thanks Ed, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we are going to disconnect from Batson. We're going to stop the recording. Let me make sure we get this right. Disconnect. Okay. And let us jump back into the cockpit. So we got the flaps out. Good. You guys know we'll need that for the replay. And we're going to go into the replay. Yeah, so sadly we can't yet turn off all the engines, but thank you guys all for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've really enjoyed it. Let's just have a look at that landing. So just allow the airplane a few seconds here to sort itself out. It will lower the gear, put the flaps out. There we go. Right, so we'll do our exterior view. yeah, I've really enjoyed it. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do this for ages, and I kept putting it off. Yeah, here's how close we were to those trees. But yeah, I wanted to go and explore the world, and this is our chance. It's interesting the elevator's up like that. I wonder if it's to do with the trim setting. But there we go. Glad you liked the trip. Thanks everyone. Thanks for coming along and watching. Everybody, thanks for the very kind donations. Yeah, a bit of a nose down over the lights there just to get it back onto sort of a 3-degree profile into the flare. I think we had a little bit of a skip. We'll find out. So there was the flare. There it was. Oh no, we got away with it. We got away with it. That did work out. And then those spoilers deploy. Sorry, I have to do all that manually in the replay. The replay doesn't actually get those. The Nordic Gamers TV, I use an add-on called Light Recorder. It's very good. So let's pause that. Let's put it back up to final. Yeah, it's hard to complain. It's nice when the landing works out like that. John Padfield, glad you liked it. Thanks so much for coming along. Thank you to those of you who subscribed today. We've had lots of subscriptions. Thank you again. And Johannes B, if you're still, if you're watching now, thank you for your donation earlier. Really sorry I missed it, but really appreciate it. Gabriel, glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it's time. Let's get those reverses out of the way. Speed brakes up. Jump into passenger seats. And now, is that enough time? I struggle with the time in the music here. I think somewhere there. That would do. It's only a 4-mile final, wasn't it? So we'll leave it here. Right, guys. I'm going to say thank you all so much for coming along. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you to those who very kindly donated. Thanks to the moderators for coming along and moderating as well. Thank you to those of you who chatted. And even if you've just watched along at home and haven't said anything, I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be doing some more adventuring around the world in our Airbus and some other airliners very soon. So yeah, really, really appreciate it. And yeah, please do keep very safe and well. We'll see you again in another video or live stream very soon. Thank you all. Bye-bye.